Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This is the Uncensored Anime Podcast, a podcast where we talk about all things anime uncensored, and we are your host. I am David. We have Kenny. We have Jerry. And we're going to get straight into our episode today because today is the long-awaited Summer Season 2021 Anime First Impression video slash podcast for those that are listening on Spotify and Apple Podcast. So we right now I'm going to list off the 13 that we're going to be talking about, and then we're just going to get right into it. So how does that sound, boys? Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Yeehaw! All right, so the 13 anime. By the way, we're just going to, I think it's safe to just preface with this. This season's pretty garbage. It's a pretty trash season.
Summer 2021 might be the best season of anime I've ever watched in my entire life.
Okay.
I think Summer 2021 might have redefined anime as it did everything.
You got more, Jerry?
I can't
keep going, bro.
I can't even keep a straight face making a joke. I can't even.
All right, so the 13 that we watched the first episode of,
This shit was whack.
We have Girlfriend, Remain, Sonny Boy, Kageki Shojo, Drugstore in Another World, The Soul Life of a Cheat Pharmacist.
Classic title.
Boy Riverside, The Case Study of Vanitas, Battle Game in 5 Seconds, How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom, Scarlet Nexus, The Aquatope on White Sand, Remake Our Life, and finally, The Detective is Already Dead. So those are our 13. So let's just hop right into it with our first one, which is...
Yes, wait. Let me preface one thing.
Jerry's got some prefacing.
If you are a new viewer, if this is your first time, obviously it's not old to us, but if this was your first time joining us in the Uncensored Anime Podcast, for some reason, Summer 2021 First Impressions was the video you were like, that's the one, I'm getting in there. If that's why you're joining us for the first time, I do have to preface one thing. As we go through each show, we are just giving our first impressions on the first episode. And we totally understand that with most anime, it can take 2 to 3 episodes to really pick up. And there's kind of this golden rule in anime that you watch 3 episodes before you actually drop a show, right? You try to give yourself 3 episodes before you say, okay, I'm out. But we are just giving our first impressions of the first episode of the series. So be prepared as we go through each first episode. We're obviously going to spoil the first episode. So if you want to watch the first episode first, listen to the list David just said, go check out each episode. And then you can jump ahead here in the podcast and your impressions of the first episode were, obviously. Other than that, we do at the end of each, after we talk about each episode, we're going to give it we have a very fine-tuned rating system here on the Uncensored Anime Podcast with our seasonal first impressions. It's pretty straightforward. Each of us are going to give the show either a thumbs down, Kenny, a thumbs up, or a sideways thumb. And pretty straightforward. If it's a thumbs up, that's a show we're interested in continuing, most likely going to watch more of. If it's a thumbs down, it's a show we absolutely aren't going to watch more of. If it's a sideways thumb, it means we might give it a couple more episodes and see where we land, but it's something that might not get us through the whole season, so we'll see. So what we'll do is at the end of the episode, we'll talk about what we think the 3 that all of us agreed on to be kind of the best shows of the season, the shows, if there's even 3, that we think you all should definitely check out for sure. But we're going to go one by one through each of these shows and tell you how we feel about all the aspects of it. Art, animation, storyline, characters, plot, pacing. I mean, anything you could imagine, we're going to try to touch on as our first impressions. And we'll even give a brief synopsis overview of what happened in the first episode as well. So I hope you're ready. I hope you're fucking buckled up. I hope, because these episodes are, I believe in girthy is the word I would use. Are they a little girthy, boy?
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah, they're a little girthy. Because we're going to talk about not just 1, not just 2, 13 brand new anime. And we don't do... And you're probably asking yourself, Jerry, why aren't you guys talking about the Dragon Maid Season 2? Or, Jerry, why aren't you talking about the new season of Slime? That's because what we like to do with this show, when we do this episode, is we like to talk about brand new anime. So if you're a new anime watcher, or maybe you're an old anime watcher and you just want to try something new, something that you can jump into the first episode, and this is the first episode. There's nothing you have to read beforehand, nothing you have to watch beforehand. That's what we're hoping to do, is give you a first impression of 13 shows that are totally new, totally brand new. This is the first time they're on TV. So that's the hope here. That's what we're doing. And if you love this format, feel free to check out our previous seasons. We both for the last 3 seasons now, boys? Is this our 4th season
since
doing
fall of last year.
4th season, yeah.
Jeez. So we've been doing this for a minute now. So if you want to go check out some of our previous seasonal first impressions, you can. And then we always upload a seasonal wrap up as well to talk about the shows that we finished, the shows that we ended up dropping, so on and so forth. So you can totally go check those ones out as well. They're all available here on our YouTube channel, or if you're listening to us on Spotify or wherever you might be listening, all those beautiful podcast listening apps. You can also check them out on there. They're all available as well. But that also means that at the end of the season, we'll probably maybe have some shows to talk about. I don't know. I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried that I might not make it to the end of any of these ones.
Man.
But
I think we'll all have a couple.
One final thing
We'll
of housekeeping. Zeri so beautifully mentioned, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You might be watching us here on YouTube. If you like this video, please feel free to leave a like, leave comments so we can interact. We love interacting with the comment section, and also feel free to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you'll know whenever we have future episodes coming out. So,
David, sexy baby.
All right.
Sexy.
So with that, boys, I think we're ready to get into with our first show of the night or of this episode, girlfriend. So which should we where should we start the rotation?
Yeah, what order should we go in?
Let's go Jerry David Kinney. So Jerry David Kinney. So as we go through the list, we'll just go Jerry David Kinney to explain the brief plot summary of the show, not giving too much details because we're gonna obviously dive into that. So Girlfriend is a rom-com, and I'm sure you are thinking in your head, if you haven't watched it yet, what the hell does that mean, girlfriend? Well, it's pretty straightforward. Young guy has been attempting to get with this girl his whole life. He's been trying to get with her, and she's turned down his advances. Finally, they're in high school, I believe, and she accepts. She says, all right, let's date. And they are dating quite happily, I might admit. And suddenly, the shoe has turned, the shoe has flipped, and a girl admits her feelings, her pure feelings, to our protagonist, brown hair coon. No anime looking guy. Honestly, generic anime man. Yeah. And brown hair coon is taken aback. I can't actually remember his name. I don't know if you guys remember. He's taken aback, and he proposes to his current girlfriend. What if I dated you both? What if I dated you both? And,
what if I dated you both?
And in every young boy's fantasy, they kind of go with it. So
they all accept.
The show picks up there. The show picks up there after they go, what if I dated you both? And antics ensue, obviously. So it's a bit of it's a rom-com, ecchi rom-com is where it kind of lands.
I think his name is Noya.
Literally the most forgettable fucking name I've ever heard.
Yeah. Girlfriend is the weirdest. I don't even know. Like it's just a weird it's more anime than anime cares to be. Like that's how anime it is. And so it's like I don't even know. I don't even have much to say about it. Like it's just exactly how it's described. It like exactly what you think. That's it. That's this show. Like
literally.
Yeah. Like Noya's like reactions to everything was so over the top and just so dramatic. Like this isn't a real person. Like like this is like really leaning into like just like I don't know the classic anime trope of just hyper over the top characters.
I was surprised by like when he gets so first off, obviously the second girl is like, I want to date you, I like you, but then like he goes to his first girlfriend and he's like, double girlfriend, and at first she's like, no, and then she very quickly is like, I guess we can give it a shot, like almost too fast for me, dude. And then they just like all move in together, and I was like, it's the first fucking episode. We're already here.
They're already sleeping together. They're already.
Jeez. They live together.
All right next to each other on the ground. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like this show epitomizes like middle school fantasy harem. Like that's what this is. Like it reminds me of old shows like Ichigo 100%. It gives that same vibe of like. What is it like? Toradora's one? Maybe that's not as bad as this one, but
Toradora is just like a regular rom-com.
But yeah, it kind of takes that ecchi rom-com idea, kind of ramps it up a little bit, and the characters are really unbelievable. They're not really real. They're very like over exaggerated, I don't know, but I gotta admit,
You want some more? You want some more?
The threesome joke had me rolling, dude. When he threw the threesome out there, I was like, damn.
It's like that was my
he was like-
expectation.
I said, damn, he's slick, boss.
It was like
Okay.
that was the
He
expectation.
knows what he's doing.
That was a lip bite moment. I was like, this got it. And honestly, he's got 2 girlfriends. He really does have it. Like
He's got
this
2
man,
girlfriends. I
this
mean,
dude,
He
he
talked
did
no
it.
jutsu hella well.
dude, he cleaned up on this shit. And
He did.
I don't know. What do you guys think about the quality of the show? Outside, obviously, the plot it's busty, it's whatever, you know. But what do you guys think about the quality of the show outside of the story?
I had no concerns, but also like
Yeah.
there was nothing like that. I was like, oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, nothing
Right.
stood out. It just seemed just typical run of the mill. Like, every year we're shelling out, more and more anime. Like thousands of anime come out this year or whatever. And like this is one of those animes that's just kind of like, oh, we need more out there, so just like pump this out. That's like how I felt about the quality. That's what it kind of looked like to me.
Yeah, it's pump out quality. David, do you have any info on what the studio was on Girlfriend and where this originates? Was it a manga? Was it a light novel?
Yeah, so
Where's Girlfriend coming back?
So this is originally a manga. It was in Weekly Shonen magazine.
Weekly Shonen magazine.
Yeah,
that runs like Fairy Tale. Shit, I don't
it's
know.
the same one that has Rent a Girlfriend and Tokyo Review.
Oh,
To Your
it runs
Eternity.
like
Blue Lock. It's like
damn, it's running. It's running against some heavy hitters.
And then there's Weekly Shonen magazine.
Yeah, it's definitely running on some heavy hitters.
And then
It's like you're flipping through Weekly Shonen magazine. You're like, wow, To Your Eternity. Wow, it was a great chapter. Blue Lock. Oh my god. You're like, wow.
Oh, he has 2 girlfriends?
Girlfriend.
How many girlfriends does he have again?
Let's be honest. I think maybe there's going to be more women. So,
I'm certain of it.
Girlfriend?
The intro song absolutely led me to believe there's more girls coming. There's no way. This is definitely a bigger harem than what we know. There's more to come for sure. But
Wow. I know it. Okay, I was about to say this because it gave me these vibes too. So this is the same. The production company is Tezuka Productions. They're the same company that did Quintessential Quintuplets. Season 1.
Oh, it did have a stylization.
It had the same type of style and looks. I was like,
Yeah.
I was kind of getting Quintessential vibes a little bit.
Not bad. That's not bad.
They also do Adachi Shimamura, which Adachi Shimamura actually looks really good.
Yeah,
that
Adachi
was
Shimura
different.
was like surprisingly super clean and had like a very sleek style to it.
Yeah.
Probably had a really good animation director on that show.
Yeah.
probably so.
But
So, yeah, I mean,
interesting.
not a
So
lot to
pretty
say,
basic
but
production, basic show.
yeah.
If you want an ecchi harem to stick around with for a season, no reason not to pick up Girlfriend, but also like, did you guys feel like it was doing anything new? Like, I don't know. That was like my big question the whole time. I was like, is this doing anything new? Like, is there a reason for me to watch this instead of any of the other 300,000 ecchi harems out there? I don't know.
I mean, no.
Girlfriend is the perfect show that if anybody ever recommended it to me, I would think worse of them because they recommended it.
Yeah, like if someone watched Girlfriend,
Like, you gotta watch Girlfriend.
They finish it, and the next time they're like, "Yo, I don't know if you checked this one show out, bro, but like, Girlfriend is peak, dude. Like, it's peak shonen, dude. That would make me. I'd be like, yep,
No.
sure.
Like Quintessential does it great. Rent a Girlfriend does it great. And so, like, I instantly just think of those 2 shows. And so,
Dang, it kind of sucks. This
like
is like Rent a
Quintessential
Girlfriend.
is like 5 girls. They're related, and then Rent a Girlfriend's like, oh, you can rent them. This one is literally just, oh, they're 2 girlfriends. So it's like nothing's
But what
really
if-
like.
David, what if
Let
it just
that
keeps
interesting.
going? What if the next episode there's 3, and then by episode 4 there's 4, dude? What
What
if it's a never-ending story? What if by the end of the season he has 13 girlfriends?
Every episode there's a new girlfriend, I will shit a brick. I will be like, best anime of the season.
That is the
Best.
only way it would escalate in a way that would make me actually. That'd be funny as fuck.
I'm
Well,
not expecting
girlfriend.
anything else. It needs to be that. If it isn't, I will be very disappointed, and I will rank this like 2 on my anime list.
By the end of the manga, dude, Girlfriend has hundreds of girls. He's the
new-
girlfriend king, dude.
It's a new girl every chapter.
Yeah, dude, he's girlfriend king, bro. Okay, so the only other thing is I actually liked the intro song to this one. It's one of my favorites of the season. It has a really good melody, and it actually is a
I
really
like
clean
this one, too.
animation.
I didn't really like it. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
I think it was okay. This is not like my number one, but it's one of the better because some of the ones this season were just
Yeah.
Just the most
dog.
generic. Just the most generic. Like they found like fucking some pop band on the side of the corner, and they were like, "Yo, can you come hit this anime intro real quick?" And they're like, "Oh shit, let me roll this pack, bro." And they just hit that real quick and like threw it on an opening. But
Damn, bro.
yeah, I'm pretty aced on this one. I thought it was better than normal.
Yeah.
But-
This
was
season did
alright.
not have a lot of good openings.
Yeah.
This ending was girlfriend's ending though. I really liked.
Really.
Oh, also pretty.
I don't
good,
remember
yeah.
how it goes, but I have a note here.
Wait.
That says, ending's really good.
No, I think that the ending was the opening. Or am I wrong on this one?
Maybe so. Then.
I think on the first episode the ending was the opening.
Fuck, you might be right.
And so I think you might have actually liked the opening, David. But it was
Well,
the
I
ending.
guess I really like the opening, so fuck me.
I thought it was good. I thought this one was good. Not the best of the season, but one that's mentionable. We're like, okay, yeah, it's a good opening. So now you know what you're getting with Girlfriend. The episode doesn't really set up much more plot than, hey, two girlfriends living with him. That's literally all we pretty much get plot-wise.
Yep.
There are a couple little funny scenes. There's some etchy stuff. They get in the bath together in the first episode. So, like, if that's your thing. So, other than that, rock and roll. Boys, let's thumb this. Let's thumb this puppy, baby.
Oh wait, you can't. I don't think we should say thumb this puppy. Let's.
You don't want to thumb. You don't want to. You don't want.
I don't want to be thumbing puppies,
Kenny, you gonna thumb the puppy, baby?
bro.
Okay,
Bro.
fine. Okay, let's just thumb this episode, this show. We'll
Oh,
get-
okay,
let's-
okay.
Okay, on three, boys. 1, 2, 3.
I think I'll watch it.
Wait, Jerry
that-
actually in the middle though? I thought it was
Honestly,
gonna
I'll
no.
watch it. I'll watch it.
Honestly, I am not an ecchi harem guy generally, but it was just funny enough that I actually was kind of like, this is watchable. Like, that's all I remember thinking at the end was like, I don't love ecchi harems, but the comedy was just like sharp enough that I was like, maybe I would have fun with this, especially if the girls get progressively cuter. Like, if there's even more.
I'm hurt
Like-
that you'll watch this, but not quintessential quintuplets.
I gave
Damn.
the Quince a shot, and I'll probably eventually finish it. I'm like halfway through the first season.
Oh.
I liked Quince. It's just not like, it wasn't like my favorite, but I liked Quince quite a bit. I did love Rent a Girlfriend. Rent a Girlfriend was much better.
Yeah. To be
This
fair,
Girlfriend
season 2 is much better.
The fact that the name Girlfriend
IMO.
is in the title, Rent a Girlfriend, this literally, Girlfriend feels like Rent a Girlfriend's like knockoff little sister. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is
Right.
like, this is fucking Walmart brand Rent a Girlfriend. That's what Girlfriend is, bro.
And the manga's really new too. This just started March of last year.
Oh,
Wow.
damn. So there's not a ton to
There's only
adapt.
6
I wonder.
volumes, like in Japan.
Whoa.
So this
I wonder
is
how they're
like,
going to do that.
This got an anime adaptation quick. What the fuck?
Very fast. Yeah, very fast. That's really weird. That means like during the pandemic, someone read this and was like, let's just make an anime. Let's just get it going.
Greenlight
That's
it. Greenlight it.
wild.
Greenlight it. Get it in production. Okay. All right, DJ, what are we doing next? What's next?
All right, next one is probably one of my favorites. It might be number one favorite, but so next up we got Remain, and so Remain is our typical sports story, and it's all about water polo, and the show starts off with the main character. It's him in middle school. He's like an ace on the water polo team. He's really good. And then one day, I think it's on the way back from a championship, his family gets into a car accident, and that car accident results in him being in a coma for I think it's about 2-3 years.
No,
And-
6 months.
or 6
No,
months.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like
Wait.
it's
6
like
months,
the
but then
beginning of high school.
6 months, but then he forgets 3 years of his life. So
Oh.
he's in a coma for 6 months, but when he wakes up, he's lost 3 years of memory.
His
Like he
middle
can't remember
school,
the
yeah.
last 3 years.
All
yeah.
right, that's where I got flipped. All right, so
Mhm.
in a coma for 6 months, loses the last 3 years of memory, and that includes his knowledge of water polo.
Right.
Yeah,
So
all together.
so now he is transitioning into high school, and he forgets a lot of stuff, and so he's kind of he goes back and forth with wanting to see if he wants to get back into water polo. Ultimately, he decides he's not about it, and then we see him at the end of the episode getting into high school and people pulling him into the water polo team. And so we're basically going to see him getting back into water polo. He might have, I don't know, flashbacks or like some memory,
Right.
Right.
refresh.
Already, just in the first episode, he had like he was like, "Oh, I sort of remember this,"
Yeah.
like
Right.
There's
Right.
like some bits and pieces that are like slowly coming back to him. But
Right.
yeah,
Specifically, the first move when he opens his book is the
it's
remain, which
Remain.
is a fucking, I guess, water polo move. It's the name of the show, but it's a water polo move. And he like, it's like when he flips his book open, he's like, oh, the remain. But he's like, I don't really remember this.
He's like, that doesn't make any sense.
What?
Yeah.
Sweet.
So
boys, what did you think?
So this is done by Mappa.
It is.
You can kind of tell because animation's pretty crisp. I thought the animation was pretty nice.
Pretty clean.
And I think the show either started with an opening or it had an opening in the end. Opening in the end. Okay. Opening was a bop. And usually Mappa always hits with the songs in their openings and endings. So that was also good to see. I liked how the episode ended on kind of a cliffhanger because he like bumps into a girl that's like that might be from his past, and so
that's spice, bro.
It was a little spicy, yeah. So so overall I was like, all right, you got me interested. I'm hooked. So
right. Kenny, I don't know this, and I want to hear Kenny's take on this for sure. I feel like what makes hear me out. So I feel like what makes a great like sports anime is an interesting setup mixed with characters that are likable. Yeah. And if you have likable characters and an interesting setup, and you don't totally fuck up the dialogue or fuck up the characterizations, then you can be invested in a sports show like really easily, because it's essentially just a character drama with sports as like part of the experience. And for the first episode of Remain, it did a really good job of setting the stage for some interesting and pretty intricate characters. I mean, we see like one of the things that really surprised me was like his little sister has like PTSD flashbacks from the crash. I thought that was really an interesting aspect. Like, I wonder what they're going to do there. Obviously, the relationship between this girl and him, because it gets like, it got like, what's the word? He saw her picture in the book, and he was like, oh, she's really pretty.
Yeah.
He had some sort of,
yeah, like there was something happening there, and then she approaches him it's like the story, which didn't need to be as good as it was. That's what I'm getting at. Like, I was surprised because usually with a sports show you might just focus in on one relationship or like one key thing, and then just kind of let that carry the whole show. But it seems like there's a lot of lingering threads between, okay, look, his best friends from middle school are now playing on a different team as him. He's got these other guys that are kind of underlings or like not as invested. There was like a lot of lingering threads, and I was like, this might be kind of fire.
Like his I think Kohai is what it's called. Like the opposite of senpai. He like followed him to the school that he went to because he was like, I want to be on the water polo team with you. He's like, I don't even know how to play water polo. And so there was a lot of good beginning set up for the show for like all the relationships, which was really interesting.
Right, boys. Oh my god.
Which especially is, I don't know, like, it's fun because all of these threads are there, right? All of the stuff that, like, usually if you watch like a baseball anime or manga, like Major is one in particular where you follow him from elementary school to middle school to high school to then him in the major leagues. And the, like, all of those threads are placed, like all of the growth that he had in middle school, but he doesn't know about him. And so that's an interesting wrinkle, especially as like he tries to redevelop as sort of water polo guy, as somebody who was one of the best water polo players in middle school, like he already was that. So
I don't know. Do you have any, Kenny, do you have a sports show to compare this one to? Or do you feel like it feels pretty original?
There's a couple. So Night in the Area, at the beginning, his brother dies and he gets his heart transplanted. And then there's another one about basketball where there are two twin boys, and one saves the other one to then play basketball. Like, so then the other one starts playing basketball more after it sort of quit playing. I don't remember what it's called. I think it's still running too. But yeah, there are definitely some sports animes that use, I don't know, like character issues, like personal issues as the wrinkle. I really liked what they did with his parents, about how, I don't know, a lot of the times parents aren't developed.
But listen, his dad was kind of a zaddy, huh? His dad was like, y'all see it? I'm not used to like anime characters like that having a big old beard and like he's broad chested man, like kind of looking. I was like, what? I was
like, this is unique. I'm not used to this. Okay.
Yep. It's almost like maybe he does kabuki theater, or is that another character's father?
Oh wait, no, you're thinking of a different.
I'm thinking of maybe one of the best shows, but I really enjoyed Remain. I think that Remain might be in my top 3. Once we get to the end of this, it might.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I gotta admit, it was surprising. And David, what was this based on? Do you know? Or is this an anime original?
Is it a manga?
This is it's an anime original.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
About water polo.
This season skate. No. What wasn't Burning Kabaddi also anime original?
Maybe so. I liked that one too.
I feel like sports anime originals kind of make sense. They're pretty manageable, and they're usually just character dramas. You just play with the characters and let them play. But I'm always interested in one that is managing it well, and I just felt like it was crisp. It was just surprisingly crisp. I was like, dialogue feels good.
Yeah.
Direction of the story feels good. Pretty good setup. Lots of different cool characters. No one looked like. One of my least favorite parts about this season, which we're gonna get into, we started with 2 shows that were kind of manageable, but one thing we're gonna get into as we get into the season, all the characters looked identifiable in Remain, and that's not the case with every show that we watch this season. That is not the case. They, girlfriend was kind of an offender of the fact that the dude just looked like a generic anime guy, but I love the characterization so far in this show, so. I definitely liked it. And we noted Mappa, they killed it. I mean,
Mappa knows how to pull your heartstrings. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Mappa slayed it. The art and animation looked clean. The music was really good. The directing of the show was pretty well done. It's not Jujutsu Kaisen. It's not like trying to be like serious action occult battle series or something. So it still looked really good for what it was doing, which is, character driven drama. I'm really excited to watch them play water polo.
Yeah,
I have no
idea how to play water polo. I know nothing about how to play that sport.
I'm pretty sure water polo is just kind of like soccer, but
in the water.
I thought it was like lacrosse, but in the water.
Maybe it is like lacrosse.
Yeah, but what does lacrosse mean? What does lacrosse?
You got the stick, and you get the ball in the stick, and you just
I think you can't. I also think you can't move in lacrosse once you have the ball.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I don't know the rule. It's okay.
Which is kind of like rugby, I think.
Usually, sports animes are really good about explaining.
Oh, wow!
That's my favorite thing about.
I know how to play kabaddi now, so.
Oh shit! Yeah, I think it's gonna be great.
Like Iwakaku Sports Climbing Girls, I knew nothing about. Stop! I knew nothing about speed climbing, but that show was very informative on the the specific type, the specific levels, like how tournaments and all that are handled. Same with Harukana Receive, which is a volleyball, beach volleyball manga. I don't know if it has an anime, but it's also
it does.
Okay, so it's also very informative about the sport, and usually sports series are, but with Harukana Receive and Sports Climbing Girls, those stories were just strictly the sport and not really a lot about the drama. I feel, and already in this first episode, it's heavy with the drama, so that definitely makes it, I feel, more gives you a better reason, more of a reason to continue watching rather than just learning a new sport.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't even get a single even brief scene of them playing water polo in this episode. There was for a water polo anime, there was not much water polo in episode 1.
Yeah.
So
and I think that the main character doesn't know how to play water polo either. So we're gonna learn through him.
We get to learn with him, dude. That actually sounds like so much fun. Damn, this show is really. Remain might actually be in my top this season.
Sports stories are usually like that though, where the main character is basketball, I want to play, but I don't know how to play, and then they learn as the reader is learning or viewer is learning. So
I actually think baseball and soccer are usually ones that they'll skip over that shit too. They'll just because they expect people to know how to play it.
Yeah.
Right. More popular sports. Okay, boys, let's give it a thumb. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. I'm actually gonna go sideways again, but don't
what's
judge
Jerry
me.
doing?
I don't know. It's I like the show, but I struggle to say I'm definitely gonna watch it. But it's a big maybe for sure. That's actually. I actually am gonna do I don't know if we've ever done one of these before. You're
adding a new thumb. Stop.
There's only 3 thumbs, Jerry. There's only 3 thumbs.
50% thumb, 75% thumb. No, it's one of those.
This is a weird cop out.
All right, what's next?
What's the next show?
I know what the next show is. The next show is Sonny Boy.
Okay, so
Woo! Damn, we're starting hot. We're gonna have to. This is gonna be like a downward mountain climb.
Okay.
There's some good
David,
ones at the end.
okay, if I remember
You've already
correctly,
knocked out like two of the best ones.
Sonny Boy is about the adopted daughter of the Cross Academy, Yuki Cross, and her relationship with Zero Kiryu and Kaname Kuran.
Oh yeah, this
Who are
sounds
two-
familiar.
They're two vampires? I'm pretty sure this is Vampire Night. I think we got the name wrong just now. This is Vampire Night.
We're actually reviewing
Welcome to
Vampire Night
Podcast. Welcome to Vampire Night Podcast, guys. Shout out to the Vampire Night Podcast
Once he
here
said
today.
Yuki Cross, I was like,
Kenny-
no.
Kenny's ass just read the Vampire Night description on the podcast. That's the deepest Vampire Night you've ever done, kid. I was not ready. When he started reading it, I lost it.
Yeah, he's moved. He's in a new spot. He's leveled up. New material.
Get in the comments.
Kenny.
Okay, Sonny Boy is about fucking. I got no goddamn clue. I think Sonny Boy is Spoilers for the first episode because I don't even know if I can spoil anything because how confusing it is. Am I too close?
Yeah, you were too close. You were eating that mic, dude.
Sonny Boy, their whole school is adrift in a black void. And some characters have developed superpowers, although I think every kid has developed superpowers. We just don't know that yet.
No, I was thinking the same thing, but
yeah. So then a faction of kids that just developed powers that were like destructive started just breaking shit. And so then the student council decided to set some rules. And so we it doesn't matter. Our main character is like talking to this girl and like his mom sucks or something. This was a confusing show, but I wanted to see more. Basically their school is in a black void and they all are developing some sort of supernatural powers. And it has some vague theming about graduating and leaving high school because they're all seniors.
Yeah, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm about to say, I think it was only the senior class. It was like 39 seniors or something as opposed to like the whole school. And you're right, there was like a lot of really vague dialogue between the two like lead characters that lead us to believe that there's at least some sort of underlying maybe familial issues that run through all of the students. That's something I started to pick up on. Maybe they all are having some sort of distancing issues from their parents or their other family members. There's definitely a lot of theming around like power, control, what it means to have control of your life moving forward. And I think that was really interesting for me because to set it up as like, oh, these are all seniors. And then like, oh, look, they're having issues of authority and they're having issues of power. It's like, okay, is this theme, are we trying to, and also like the interactions between, I'm getting really deep into it, but this show had so many fucking layers, yo. Like it did. I won't get too much into it right now. I mean, we can get into it, but.
Can I ask you guys, so near the end of the episode, the kid with the star on his face, who's our antagonist, I think he's evil, or he's the weird foil. He's the Byakuya. He's in Danganronpa. He's the Byakuya style. Like they're the antagonist, but they're not maybe necessarily evil.
Yeah.
But he like became like I think he like manifested the Grim Reaper or some shit. What was that thing with the dude with the scythe and like the sucking of his body? Like what? I don't know.
Not sure that I think there was a lot of metaphorical shit is what I took it as, but I'm not sure if that was like legitimate. Was that in the? I don't know. And I think that, I mean, at the very, very end of the first episode, they dropped out of the void.
They fell into like the ocean.
They should. Well, there was an island.
Yeah.
So I have no. I got a
Lord
lot
of the Flies.
I got Lord of the Flies vibes.
Exactly,
honestly. Yep. Throw superpowers in Lord of the Flies. This is a concept that like at its core is not like. It's not like it's not been done before. There's a really popular manga series called The Dissolving Classroom. It's pretty much the same concept. Junji Ito has played with this concept before. I mean, Lord of the Flies is it's like a masterpiece novel that does the same thing. Drop a bunch of kids alone and see how they manage. But it doesn't take away from the fact that we were given such interesting concepts in this first episode and such great characters that I am fucking all aboard the hype train, baby. I'm all on.
I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah.
I hope it sticks the landing. I know that there's obviously going to be some weird metaphorical theming. Why am I?
Kenny's not
so blur. I'm blurry
that,
today.
That shit is not focused on Kenny.
I know it's because I'm maybe I'm not centered. I don't know.
New apartment. Who dis?
New apartment. Who dis?
But also with Sonny Boy, it just wanted to point out it's an original series by Madhouse. And
nice.
Madhouse, also another goated animation studio, and I think like so far 2021 has been like hitting it out of the park with originals.
Yes.
Like, so far, all the originals, at least that I've seen that we've talked about, have been really good.
Obviously, last season we had Odd Taxi, and I mean that shit was Odd
Taxi.
That was
one of the
absolutely bussing. And
one of the best mystery thrillers in anime we've seen in a long time. So,
and the year started out with the anime originals. The year started with Skate, which I thought was a great anime original,
and Wonder Egg Priority,
which
tanked at the end, but you know,
well, I heard it still could stick the landing. I haven't seen the last episode. I think it comes out.
No,
soon.
I heard that was it's out.
It came out, Kenny.
I didn't watch it yet.
It's bad.
It's bad. I've heard. I've not watched. David, did you watch it yet, or did you just hear what people were saying?
I watched it the night it came out.
I've heard from others that it is very bad, Kenny. So I'm very fearful. It did not stick the landing. You know what did stick the landing? Odd Taxi. That's the best anime. Odd Taxi ended perfectly, baby. Yeah. Odd Taxi said.
As soon as we figured out the answer to the mystery, credits rolled. Like that was like, and it didn't really leave us in a cliffhanger. Like it basically made it seem like Otokawa knew exactly what the fuck was going on. Her getting in the car, she thought she was wrapping up loose ends, but I think he did have the cops there. So
yeah.
I think with Sonny Boy too, there's gonna be a lot of. I mean, there's already like a lot of mystery, a lot of like random things that were just like sprinkled, just like little hints in the very first episode, which makes sense. They're not going to show their entire hand in the first episode.
I mean, how many days did it seem like it had passed? They had little tally marks.
Oh, they were kind of like...
It was like 16 or... It was supposed to be...
Yeah. I wonder if I might rewatch and try to figure out, because there was a lot of like little details in the background stuff that I think we easily could have missed. But...
to say him and the girl becoming better and better friends. I don't even... Did they even say his name? Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
Nagara?
They said it. Nagara, yeah.
Nagara.
Something like that.
I think the biggest thing about the show is that there were two directorial choices that I want to at least bring up, and I think you guys kind of know where I'm going. One, the one that I think everyone's going to notice if they watch this first episode, is the absence of music.
Yep.
And until the very end, for some reason the director chose to not use any music. It's just dialogue. It's layered dialogue. Sometimes there's multiple people speaking. There is sound effects. So things still make noise, but there's no background music for the whole first episode until the very end. And I don't know if that's like a lead-in, as in like you have episodes like that, or standalone thing. Are we about to island? We don't know where this is going, but it was certainly an interesting directorial choice because it's going to be tough. I think viewers that are not ready for a more abstract experience like that might be thrown off.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I loved it though. I love that choice. Mm-hmm. But
I think it might be just to this. I think the Black Void was representative of that. I think that disconnection and what did he keep saying? They're adrift. It kind of felt like maybe he was the one who did it. Like he was maintaining the Black Void, and by her stepping out.
That's a great shot, Kenny. That's a great theory.
Because he was very upset. I think that his power is something with perception, and I think that he had a certain amount of control. This is a blind guess.
I think that's a great guess because throughout the whole episode, the way that he's blocking out the world, he's blocking out the things around him, all this stuff, and then he finally notices her, and he jumps, and then they're in an island, or they're in the water, and it's like. Yep. He's got. Oh, that's a good theory, Kenny. That's a good catch. I did not even catch that, dude.
The other girl with the cats, the cats, they could go in and out, right? Cats could go in and out and bring things to her.
Yep.
So, I think that there are a lot of questions, and obviously the scientist guy, who was running experiments and doing this and that, and I think it gave us a lot of cool characters, and I think that the manifestation of the powers. Is going to be really cool. I think that.
If you want something fun to try, listeners, this is the one. Give it a shot.
Yeah, this one is really fun.
Give it a shot. I'm worried. I'm worried. Is this going to pull an Odd Taxi, and it's just going to be up, or is this going to pull a freaking What was that one that we really liked the first episode, but by the end it was kind of trash?
Tower Gun.
No, that one was
Raid?
always. No, the one we watched a couple seasons back. There was like bounty hunters. There was like
Akudama Drive.
Akudama Drive.
Akudama Drive was so good.
Had such a good first episode, and then it just slowly pivoted
It
down.
did not stick the landing.
My hope is that Sonny Boy does not do that. And David, will you read the name of the director of Sonny Boy if you still have it up? Because I know he's a pretty famed director, but I don't know the name of it.
Shingo Natsume.
Shingo Natsume, and I believe he wrote and directed Sonny Boy. So this is a really exciting thing to get an original anime written and directed. I think that's really cool, especially to be at Studio Madhouse, which is a beautiful. So, boys,
Next up,
thumb time. No thumbs.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This one was obvious.
This is a thumbs up. This is a thumbs up.
Thumbs up from all three of us.
Absolutely.
Very clear thumb up.
Easy,
Alyssa
easy.
and I are super excited to watch this.
Yeah, I didn't watch episode 2, and I know it's out. So
Yeah, I'm nervous.
I wanna
Or
watch
not
it.
nervous. I want to watch it. So, all right, David, what's next?
All right, next up is Kageki Shojo.
Woo!
I
get
feel like
it.
we
So you get to do
we've
Kageki
top loaded
Shoujo.
this. This is like I don't know. There's one
what I
more
did.
anime I like.
Dude, literally, Kenny, he is
This was the order that I watched
Uh,
them in, and it just happened
David-
to be the first ones were
David-
all good.
David thought summer 2021 was about to be
Awesome.
fucking the best season ever, and
Then he watched 7
it's
bad
gonna be
anime in a row.
absolute downfall out.
And then I watched how Realist Hero rebuilt the kingdom.
This is maybe my. This might have been my favorite one.
Let me do the
Explain it, Joey. Yeah.
summer, easy. This one's super simple. It's pretty much a shonen in a shoujo's body is the best way I can describe it. You have a character. She's a bit of an oddball, sort of a standout, and she really wants to be a part of this prestigious, it's a
Acting
musical theater. They're like a musical theater troupe. You know, they do music, dancing, acting, all the whole 9 yards. And to do that, you have to go to this like very prestigious high school. And in order to get in, it's like only like 12 or like a very select group gets in. And obviously, our lead gets in. And much to we're not surprised as the audience members, but to the rest of people's surprise, oh, how does the quirky weird girl get in? And there's a really great plethora of characters. You kind of have her immediate like juxtaposition is introduced as also kind of a lead. I can't remember I can't remember either girl's name, sadly.
The main
But,
girl.
Watanabe and Narada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like Sarasa and I.
Sarasa. and-
Sarasa. Yes. Okay. So, I is sort of the juxtaposition. She's how do I describe it? She's like she's got like a lineage in this program.
Yep.
She's kind of destined to be the best. And she's kind of apathetic because of that. Versus, our hot-headed, kind of like coming up Asta type character that is Sarasa, who's this sort of like bubbly, over the top. So the first episode is sort of about the lead up, getting them to meet. And then the introduction and go in, and then we get bada bing, bada boom. They start school, kind of get sort of set up in school. So that's really our start. But boys.
Okay, I really like this show. I liked the idea that so it didn't explain it well, but a Musume Yaku, I believe, is a female actress playing a female, and what was it? A something Yaku. I don't want to say Otome because that's like an Otome game. I don't know. There were 2 different ones: the women that play the men and the women that play the women.
Right.
And I think that the idea is that I is going to end up playing a man, and Narasa, what is her name? Sarasa is going to end up playing the woman, and it's going to be a very interesting, because I think that's what she wanted, right? She wanted to play some. This is a girls' love. David, did you?
Wait, really?
Girls love each other, okay?
No, these 2 girls, there was a lot of setup for them potentially having either a romantic or like a very close,
Yeah, like a high-Q boys love each
Naruto
other.
Sasuke sort of.
Yeah.
That's not real GL.
Right.
And so
I could.
It's
tell,
like
me,
friendship.
It was not super romantic in the first
Yeah.
episode. I saw it more of like a Naruto Sasuke, Asta and that sort of relationship was.
And I love the idea of skills translating, and like the fact that she did kabuki her whole life.
Yes.
And that is translating into dancing as a professional dancer and actress. I love that idea and that thought where it's like, okay, I have developed these skills, but I'm not able to do this thing, and so I'm going to use those skills on something else. And I really like that idea in manga and anime. I like it in Black Clover, the fact that he was like, I can't do anything but work out. I have no magic, so I'm just going to be strong.
Yep.
And then he used that strength in a powerful way. And I like the idea that she's using her kabuki in that way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And there's another layer, like, I mean, her sociability and like the way that she treats people with positivity. There's like the scene where she's like texting and stopping. I love that scene.
Yep.
That was like so me. I was like,
I gotta tell my friend. I forgot this guy.
You know, I was like, what's wrong with that lady? She crazy. But to me, like, there's just so much about the personality of Sasa. She's very much one of those like genuine, authentic types, and I think that's what got her in. Like, you see in the conversation they're having behind the scenes, you should take a chance on her. She should put, she's a wild card. She's our and I love that. I think that's such a cool setup and a great little bit. And I'm excited just for the musical theater aspect of it too. Like, what are they going to do? It was pretty funny.
They're going to dance and sing. Come on.
Alyssa has just started reading Rosa Versailles. And in the first episode of Kageki Shojo, they've like head ass spoiled the ending of Rosa Versailles. And Alyssa looks like, I didn't really understand because I was like, I don't know Rosa Versailles. But the play within the show was Rosa Versailles. And there's like a brief shot where you see what happens to one of the characters. Alyssa was like, wait a second.
Oh,
no.
They die.
Right? Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was like clearly one of the main characters dies.
Oh, no.
Kageki Shojo straight spoiled her, dude. I was like, no.
Damn.
Because it's funny. Because, Alyssa just read the first volume of it.
Yeah.
I think it's like 2
I believe Coca is like, they do 4 traditional plays per season, and there are 4 lead characters, and that's what the girls are aiming for, to be one of those leads.
Yeah, they said that, I think, like right near the end of the first episode, they kind of delineated like there's 4. It's like these are the ultimate roles you want to get at some point in time here. You want to get one of the leads because I assume that means that generally someone doesn't do it more than once. Like, you just do it for one season.
Right, one season
during your time at the school. So,
or maybe you hold it as like, I don't know, like, because I know in like on Broadway you hold it for as long as you're doing the show, right?
As long as you're able, yeah.
But I guess a season might be 5 or 6 months, or
right.
I guess really like 3
probably
or 4 months,
probably 3 months. Yeah, they're probably broken into like 3-month periods. But beside the point, I thought this was it looked clean. The art and animation looked really pretty. It looked very visually appealing. The David has not said a damn thing about Shojo. He's over here like,
he hated it.
I slept through it. I slept through it.
He hated Kageki Shojo.
It wasn't. I wasn't really that interested. I was like,
damn it.
Kenny and I were over we were loving the lore.
This is all y'all. This is all you.
Because it's like, I'm really like, I like Chihaya Furu. I like March Comes In Like a Lot. I like the Japanese style, like, because this is something that I have no being of like. I did not know this existed before I learned about it in anime. And I know that it's probably something so true. Like, I bet most Japanese people know about it. It would be like saying, like, I don't know, like, because I know how American football works. Like, but a lot of people in the world do not,
Right.
I know how deep and in depth American football is and how hard it is to get into that league. And there are references just like on Broadway. I know how hard it can be to get on Broadway, but I don't know how Coco works. And so it's still it's interesting to see that, I don't know, that parallel.
This is a cultured manga, Kenny, but not that, it's a little different culture.
It's actually a cultured manga.
A literally manga where you're going to learn some culture.
Yeah. Just like I like a lot of manga that are like going to like I like Noragami because of the Shintoism, like the different gods and things that I have no like, they're like, oh, the 7 luck gods. And I'm like, who? And so it makes me want to learn more. It's a learning manga.
Kenny, this was a front loaded episode. I'm just gonna say it right now. The rest.
This is it. I don't know. I like.
David has already.
There was one that happened. I was like,
okay, well, okay, David. Let's just do the. Any other notes on this one, guys? Any notes for the studio?
Do you want to say anything
so something that I've been reading so I have some facts and this is like pretty interesting. So originally there's Kageki Shojo, the original manga, and that was only 2 volumes. Then there was a re-release titled Kageki Shojo: The Curtain Rises. I don't know if that means the 2 was re-released, but then I guess that's okay. It was re-released.
No, I think you're right. I think it was 2 single volumes in Japan.
And they released it in an omnibus.
They released it as an omnibus in the U.S. as Kageki Shojo: The Curtain Rises.
Yeah,
That's the beginning
which is what we
of the
see
series.
when we're out.
Yeah, if you want to read the manga, you have to read The Curtain Rises and then read Kageki Shojo, which it's weird because I believe in Japan it's flipped. The Curtain Rises has no subtitle, and then the second one actually did have a subtitle. So I don't know what America was doing. I don't know what we were doing.
Well, no, the 2 volumes
Weird.
are the same thing as the single volume. It's a re-release.
Yeah.
But then,
Yeah.
so you read the whatever, either the 2 or the 1, and then right now there's still an ongoing sequel to Kageki Shojo that is running in Melody, which is a shoujo magazine.
Right.
And that's been running ever since 2015, so that's been running for a while.
Right.
So whenever there are sequel series, it usually just means they moved magazines, right? They're no longer like. I know
think
that.
that's what happened
I mean,
here.
it moved from Jump Kai to Melody, so
I actually think what is it? Tokyo Ghoul and Tokyo Ghoul Re, I think, were 2 different
what's that?
magazines. I think.
Yeah.
I think that
Probably
was
the
the
same
whole-
with.
I mean,
Oh, never
what?
mind. I was going to
Trigun
say
Maximum.
Rosario Vampire, but that's probably
Yeah,
not.
Vampire Night, Twilight.
No.
whatever it's called.
Trigun and Trigun Maximum are all the same story. They just switched magazines.
Yep. As the God Wills.
Okay, Rosario Vampire season 2 did jump
Magazines.
From
Yeah.
Sequels
Monthly
are
Shonen
usually-
Jump to Jump Square.
Sequels are usually just different magazine runs.
Makes sense, but boys, let's Oh wait, what's the studio, David? I didn't even ask.
Oh,
Did you
I just looked at it. Pine Jam.
I don't know that studio at all.
They did Gleipnir. And
Oh.
that's really
I know Blackner.
that's all
I
that
haven't
I
watched it.
recognize. Which I've
Oh,
seen.
okay.
I've seen clips of Gleipnir, and it looks really well animated.
Yeah,
I thought
Kageki
parts of
Shojo, I
this was
thought.
well animated too.
Well animated, yeah.
So
Okay,
consistent
David,
there.
are you sure you have no opinions on the show though?
No, I'm probably not gonna watch it.
Oh, you
So-
sick bastard. Okay. Of all the things that you could thumb okay, 3, 2, 1, boys, what are we doing? Is a thumbs up for
I'm watching the
the
show. I'm watching
For
this show.
sure.
Yeah, I have to. I want to see Sarasa make I smile, bro. Okay.
Dude, I'm so here for it, Kenny.
I'm going to see
literally
it because I watched episode 1, so I'm obligated to watch the entire season. But it's going to be like at the bottom of my log.
Yeah,
so.
this means it's at the bottom of your list with your little thumbs down over there.
Yeah, I was like,
All
bottom
right,
of the
DJ.
list.
All right, hit us with a show.
Oh no! Okay, so I have the honor of talking about our next show, which is
David,
Drugstore in
oh.
Another World: The Soul Life of a Cheap Pharmacist. So this is your typical isekai. Long story short, we got a pharmacist. He's in another world, and he has a wolf as a pet, but it's also a little girl, and he provides pharmaceutical needs to the village that he's in.
Yep.
And-
Wait, who's his other sidekick?
You forgot about his other side.
His other sidekick is a ghost that serves as like the like when you go to like to Walgreens or Walmart, or Walgreens probably. No, what's an example? Like a comic book shop, and like people are like walking around and like, hey, do you need help with anything? You finding everything all right? That's what that ghost is for this shop. So
Yep. She's a ghost in the store.
Yep, and so our pharmacist also looks like every main, basic
Literally,
anime
this guy-
protagonist.
If you told me this guy and the guy from Girlfriend were the same dude, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Question it. I'd be like,
Yeah.
damn, he got isekai'd a couple years after Girlfriend and ended up with some fucking ghost and wolf lollies.
Yeah.
I'm about to say neither of them are like obviously grown women either, so I'm like,
One's a wolf and one's a ghost, Kenny. I don't know what the fuck
I know,
is
but
going
like
on.
I don't know, like I would like somebody grown to be
Can you
working.
guys
I don't know.
explain- Can you guys explain to me why this is an isekai? Like, what about the fact that he's from another world at all impacted the show? Like,
I mean,
They-
I don't
they
think it
have
was like ever. I think it was just
They
like
didn't
mentioned,
explain
and
his
like that was
sheep
it.
power. Yeah,
yeah,
like
literally, it was one line at the beginning. It said something like he was a menial worker in his first life, or something.
Yeah, and then he like
And I was like,
he just like I don't know if
This-
it was like transported or if he like died, hit by truck-kun.
Truck-kun?
Whatever happened.
I need a Trucku needs a 4 coma.
honestly,
Okay?
why did Cheap Farm at least like if you're gonna be an isekai, like at least set the isekai up, like show us him getting isekai'd, even if it's only like 20 seconds.
I think the primary genre of this show though is the slice of life aspect. Like
I
this
was
is
so
this is
bothered.
literally just us watching, him working his shop and being presented with problems that can be solved through pharmaceutical needs. So like there was the first I think issue or main scene or whatever is that someone like one of the farmers comes up and he's like, "Hey, your potion, it's so fucking good. Can I sell that potion in my shop?" And he's like, "Yeah, take all these potions." And he goes to sells it at the shop. It's a killing, and like that's it.
Yeah, and then he says he's gonna make some babies.
He makes some babies.
He literally was like,
make some more. Yeah.
he was like, now that I'm selling your potion so well, I'm gonna have enough money to have another kid.
Have another kid. Maybe two.
Maybe two.
Okay, this is how I would describe this show. I have read a manga called Pharmacist in Another World. I believe, like, tries to live a slow life. Isekais have become so contrived that I thought that was this manga that I had read. And there's a different Pharmacist in Another World manga that is now being made into an anime.
I'm so struggling with that, dude. That's a struggle.
Is it also a slice of life?
No, he's got no shadow, and he's like literally a it shows him like working in a pharmacy until he's like 40. He like dies of overwork because his sister died of a disease, and he finally cured it, and then he dies.
That sounds more interesting than this.
Yeah, that sounds way better than whatever we watched.
Then he's like in another world, and he's like really good at controlling magic, and then he like can create medicine from nothing. Wow. So, but only because he knows like the chemical structure of it. I don't know. It's just he's also a pharmacist, so like I don't like. It pisses me off.
So basically, this show is garbage, is what I'm hearing from you.
This is garbage. This show should be.
I would say this show should. I stopped watching the show 2 times. It's one episode. It's 23 minutes.
This might have been one of the worst experiences. Like
it's just like
forcing myself for all 20 minutes. Here's what I don't understand. This show is literally daily life of the Final Fantasy potion set. And like nobody asked for that. No one asked for that. No one wants that. And then to put on top of that, it was an isekai for no reason. It didn't have to be. This could have just been a fantasy, and it was isekai just to be isekai.
Yeah.
And it was just fucking boring. It was absolutely boring. I didn't care. I didn't want to care. I wanted to just turn it off, all 20 minutes of it. And on top of that, they thought we would be interested in the fictional potion building. So they would spend there were at least 2 or 3 scenes where we got full-blown explanations as to how the potions were put together.
But, Jerry, but now I know how to make the elixir of life, though.
There was no real science. I was like, if this was real science...
Tea. He literally made tea.
I was like, if this was like Dr. Stone and we were getting like a little bit of a real science lesson, maybe I would have been more invested. It was fantasy science. It was fake science. I don't give a fuck about the rat tails and fucking mushrooms that he mixed together to make some doo-doo brown shit. I don't know. I was like, what is this? And then they just threw in the fucking lollies? Why were there 2 lollies? I was like, what's happening?
Yeah,
one of which was a wolf?
Why the wolf gotta be a lolly? Why should I be a lolly?
Yo, like, what? I was like, what's happening? This show busted my balls, dude. I can't believe I sat through this. I just want to vote. This was so bad.
Yeah, I'm down to vote.
You guys want to shit talk on it anymore? Because I'm over.
No, I'd rather spend time on other things. I would say like the publishing or like the animation studio, but I don't think anyone cares about that.
This show.
Well, for listeners that might care, this show
hit us with it. What was it?
So this was originally a light novel.
Right.
Isekais usually are. It was adapted into a manga. Now it's adapted into an anime, which the anime is being done by EMT Squared.
I don't know who that is.
They have done. I don't reckon. Urahara? Is that something that sounds recognizable? They did Kuma Bear. I know what that is.
I've heard of that one. I haven't watched it.
But they've done about 10-ish anime.
And they just did another bad one.
Since 2015, so.
That's
damn it.
Okay, next
honestly,
show.
I cannot redeemably suggest anybody watch this. There's better isekais that exist. There's better slice of life that exists. This show had no reason to exist. It is literally the daily life of the Final Fantasy guy. And for some reason he lived with a lolly wolf and a fucking ghost. So
it's lame as fuck.
All right.
And then
you got the next one. You ready?
You ready, Ken?
What is the next one?
Peach Boy Riverside.
I don't know if this plot would. Okay, so they're in a fantasy world.
Fantasy world for sure.
That has like demons, right? Yes. And also there are beast folk, but beast folk are like kind of like second class beings.
Yeah, there's some
To humans?
there's some tension between humans.
Mild racism, yeah. Beast folk are also very strong, and so we meet a rabbit and a girl who is previously a princess.
Yeah, some sort of royalty.
And then like the rabbit like beats the shit out of some things, but then they get arrested because the rabbit's a beast folk. And then the girl's eyes turn into peaches, and she cuts up a big demon. And it's like, you know the story of the boy and the peach, which is what's the name of the story? Momotaro.
It's a Japanese folk legend.
Yeah. But what if there were more peaches and more boys?
Yeah, literally, it's like what if they weren't boys?
It gave me the like you know the line in BioShock where there's always a lighthouse. You'll like Booker. There's always a peach, okay? And there's multiple peaches, and I don't know, man. This show made no goddamn sense, and I think that it is intentionally clutching on the fact that you're going to watch 3 episodes instead of just 1.
Yeah.
Because this episode explained half of nothing. It just basically was like these folk are kind of like ostracized from humans.
I literally wrote, Kenny, what's crazy is I literally wrote down in my notes lots of questions, very little answers.
Yeah. The only answers we got were kind of like, she's a princess, she said that. These folk are not treated right by humans. And the Peach Power, who the flashback boy, there's a flashback boy.
Yep.
Also had peach powers, and it helps you kill
like
shit.
A guy, she's like chasing someone. Like her goal is to like find the Peach Boy. But we don't really know what their like relationship is aside from that.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I'll build off that is I was surprisingly impressed by some of the actual dialogue writing. They had some pretty like good dialogue moments. The theming was heavy-handed, is the if you're gonna play up like the racism theme or like whatever, or like the idea that like people mistreat people, that they're not always bad. It was just a little heavy-handed. Like it was too on the nose in some points. But other than that, it was like the dialogue, the fighting, like wasn't. I would just use the word. It wasn't boring. Like I was interested. Beginning to end. I
just think that it asked a ton of questions that they're going to answer in 2 or 3 episodes and not by the end of episode 1.
Just me or like lead girl kind of hot?
Yeah, like so in my notes I have like I have Froz badass, random octopus etchy.
Yeah.
Check out those milkers.
Oh, I forgot about the octopus moment, dude.
What the fuck was that?
That was such a great moment.
What was that?
That was like the most.
It was so random. Dude. It was like there was like no hint of like anything like sexual or etchy, and then all of a sudden that happens, and I was like, "What?"
Also, it got really gory.
Yeah,
really
I literally have unexpected gore? Question mark?
Yeah, when old dude showed up, he just started popping heads. I was like, "Oh!"
I was like, "What genre is this show trying to like fit? Like, what? This is like it's all over the place."
Its tone was really. It was a little messy. The tone.
Yes, I would say that's the biggest. Like the tone was just totally off.
It was all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but I'm interested. I want some of the questions to be answered.
Maybe the rabbit girl's kind of hot too. I don't know.
Why does she wear a schoolgirl outfit?
I was like, yeah, what?
But the girl from Beastars though, that's the real bunny waifu. Come on now. Come on.
Oh, you actually are right. But Bunny Girl and like the other girl, they were both. I was like, what?
Yeah,
weird feelings right now. I was like,
wait, no, girl,
what's going on with these two?
Jerry, the bunny in this anime, she was literally like a stick. She was like,
something about
a circle with bunny ears.
Like,
what?
Did you see her beat that thing's ass?
Yo, when
she's
she kicked that,
that was pretty hot.
That was another thing too. It was like animation was like randomly good at like.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it would like kind of pop off randomly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
This shows a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And I think
it's all over the place. And honestly, I'm curious.
I think that makes exactly.
So.
I think it's gonna make me watch it because of that. Even if it's bad, like.
I think you're right, Kenny. This is the type of show that you might deserve. Just to give it another shot, like just to see what the hell.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Jerry, be closer to your mic.
Shit, I sat way back.
Yep.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
With the show at this time of recording, there's already 4 episodes out. So,
whoa, really?
There might be
this one came out very first, right?
Yeah, this one started really early.
July 1st.
It just sucks because like Sonny Boy like just now put out its 2nd episode. And it's like, Sonny Boy came out super late. I think Battle Game in 5 Seconds, which we haven't talked about yet, also came out like super late.
Yeah.
But then like some of these other shows came out like super early, like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
It's very inconsistent release schedule.
It was super weird. Yeah, this one was a weird season where a lot of them will usually come out within a week or two period, over a month or so. There's actually one that we're waiting on that we were going to do in the first impressions that literally like we had to drop it because it's still not out. And I'm like, I think it comes out like next week. And what's wild is that the show that's about to come out is by the same author as Peach Boy Riverside, which they also wrote Dragon Maid.
Really?
The same person that wrote Ojo Jojo?
Correct, same person. Ojo Jojo, Peach Boy Riverside, Idaten Deities, and Dragon Maid are all the same person.
Cool Q Sinja?
Kyoko Sinja. And what's wild to me is that this author has 3 anime airing this. 3. I can't think of any other. I can't think of something. Do you know any other author that has had 3 separate series all being adapted at the exact same time? Like that just
Kanechiro can't even get one anime, and he's got 2 manga running right now that are so good. That's the issue, okay?
And Kyoko Sinju's over here getting 3 simultaneously. 3 at the exact same time.
Maybe he just signed on, or they signed on cheap. Like, that's obviously a pen name.
Possible.
Maybe they signed on cheap. They're like, fucking do it, make it.
Yeah. Idaten Deities is Mappa, and it looks good. And honestly, Peach Boy Riverside doesn't look bad for what it was. And I know Dragon Maid kind of pops off for what. It's like all 3 of these.
Wait, Peach Boy Riverside only has 8 episodes?
Or it's going to only be the total?
That's what the wiki shows.
Maybe only 8 episode titles have been announced as of yet.
That's also possible.
Yeah. You can go to the Mal and get probably a better gauge as to how much is planned. But, boys, Peach Boy Riverside.
Let's thumb this puppy.
This one is a mid thumb. It's got to be.
I'll probably watch some more, but if it just keeps asking questions, I can't do it.
I'm too interested not to maybe watch a little bit more, but I probably won't watch the kind of length. So,
yeah.
IDK. All right,
Jerry,
David?
your favorite one, the case study of Vanitas.
And this is my turn.
Yep.
Yeah.
You sick bastards. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Jerry, you explain it, even though you couldn't explain it the other day.
I fell apart trying to explain it the other day, but I fully understand what was happening. Right. There was just a lot of shit that did not, it was like over-explanatory. Right. Beside the point. Ancient vampire, he's red instead of blue or some shit. No, he's blue instead of red. His name's Vanitas. He gets ostracized from Vampire Land. He hates other vampires. He leaves his fucking tome of vampireness to be discovered in the future. It skips ahead to the future. Most vampires are extinct, and now vampires are being eaten by these things called maladies. And Dr. Vanitas shows up to cure the vampires of their malady, and also meets his boyfriend. That's what this show is about. And also meets his fucking vampire boyfriend. Yep. It is.
That's not real.
It's a vampire action show, vampire action boys love romance show.
Yep, it's super well animated, and the opening was good. So
about Dr. Vanitas and his. Do you guys remember the vampire's name? I can't.
Noe.
Dr. Vanitas and Noe, who he begrudgingly agrees to join Dr. Vanitas, and they're gonna fight off maladies. My guess is they're gonna continue to fight vampires that are being infected by maladies together as they discover the secrets of the Vanitas book.
Can I say something? Because it does the Aaron Burr thing where he's like, "I'm the fool who killed him." He's like, he's like talking to you from the future, and he's like, "And I even kill him by my own hands."
I forgot him. I hated it.
I'm going. I don't hate this show. I really enjoyed it. Dude, I really enjoyed it, but
dialogue was so cringy, Kitty.
I can already see the wrinkle. Like, it's clear that they're going to end up defeating all the maladies. And then the only thing that is going to stop vampires from being, safe is the book and Vanitas' existence. And so he's going to have Noe kill him. That's the end of the show. And then Noah is going to stab him through the heart or whatever. The Vanitas bit is going to drip from him, and he's going to turn into a regular ass human. And then they're going to get married or whatever. So
they're going to kiss while he's stabbed. Like
honestly, it's kind of hot. I'd watch that.
This show. Oh my god, I just have to say it because to me, this show, I get it, guys. It was animated well. Fight scene was actually pretty sick.
I mean, Studio Bones.
Oh, was this Bones? Okay, that's why it popped off. The music was clean. I'm not gonna lie. The music worked. The opening, but this story was written for 12-year-olds. I mean, this is about two like Bishoujo sexy vampire or a vampire and a human, essentially like fighting vampires. Like this was written for 12-year-old women. Like,
let me actually check
what's wrong with vampires, Jerry? You
Oh,
got anything
right.
against vampires?
I think I'm a 12-year-old girl.
God dang
I
it!
think so too.
Yeah, so
just
I
don't-
really like this one.
It was just too edgy for me. Like the dialogue was too. I think that you could take the concept if the dialogue or the characters were just a little less like cringy. I don't know how else to put it. Like they were just guys. When he fell on his head twice, I can't do it. Like it's just too cringy for me. Like when
Jerry,
he said
it's an anime. Come on.
What did I like some, but remember what was that line that he said to him when he like he was like I'm gonna beat you bad or something, and he like said it again later.
And I'll make you regret, or you're going to regret doing that, or whatever.
Yeah,
It's
something
his
like that.
catchphrase.
Yo, that
Come
shit
on.
was edge. Like,
Come on, it's his catchphrase.
I think I got a cut. I think I got a cut from how edgy that was.
I know what you're gonna say. Okay,
What?
that's Joseph Joestar's catchphrase. Jerry, characters can have catchphrases.
Characters can have catchphrases. That's
You already say it, bro.
That's fine. But again, it was just such an edgy.
I'm gonna spill
like,
your guts.
Here's the thing. I could see why someone would enjoy the artistry of the show. There was a lot of really cool, like punky, like ancient. It was supposed to be like both in the past, but it was kind
Hella
of like
steampunky.
futuristic.
Yeah,
Steampunky, sort of steampunk Paris setting. And I get it. That's got like a cool vibe, and you could probably enjoy the fight scene was really cool. The lightning powers of the Vanitas and the malady, all that stuff. That fight was pretty slick, and some of the designs, at least the characters don't look like brown hair coon from Girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like at least
pretty unique.
they're identifiable characters that I would.
I really like Noe's design actually.
If I saw this character, like I'd be like, oh, that's a Vanitas character. That's pretty identifiable, which I like that. But again, I just can't get past the plotting. I can't get past the story. I can't get past the dialogue. It was just too much. Like I can't. Nope, this is not for me. This was not me. I'm happy you guys.
You're missing out.
I'm happy you guys loved it. I'm happy you guys
stick to that Kageki Shojo.
Hey, Kageki Shojo was great, and that's a good comparison. Because Kageki Shojo. Or here's a good comparison. Remain had a lot of shots of dudes in underwear and water polo, and there's obviously going to be a little bit of boys' love.
Yeah.
And there probably won't be vampires though. I will say Remain probably does. But that show is definitely designed for probably women, younger women, if I were to guess. Maybe men. I don't know. Remain gave me like free vibes, just a little bit.
You're thinking Haikyuu?
You know what I mean?
Haikyuu vibes?
Haikyuu is a great example. Haikyuu's a shonen, but obviously because of some of the stuff like in it, I think it's developed a really strong female audience.
Right.
Remain's kind of got the same thing going for it. Case City of Vanitas. David, do you know? Was this a manga or light? What was?
Yes,
Vanitas?
this was originally I just looked at it. There was originally a manga.
What did it run as a shoujo shonen?
No,
what
it's a shonen. It ran in monthly Gongen Joker.
Oh, it's a monthly.
Yeah, it's a monthly. Ever since end of 2015, and then it has its anime adaptation.
Oh, it's over, or it's still running?
Bones. It's still ongoing.
Oh, okay. So it is a shonen. This is the type of shonen that's gonna have a very strong. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, like
got that Haikyuu.
Maybe not like edgy, but there were definitely moments where it was just like very corny and like very like tropey
cheesy
with its anime. Like yes, I don't know why they did the double take of like the falling head first. Like if that, I expect that now to see that every episode. Like
it's gonna be in every. It's gonna be.
That needs to be like the joke with that character. Exactly.
Yes. And he's almost gonna. I bet you he's gonna almost always say that catchphrase, which is cheesy as hell. Like there's some catchphrases that are cool. His catchphrase is cheesy as hell. That's all I'm gonna say.
Maybe it'll grow on you. Maybe it'll grow on you, Jerry. Maybe it'll. Maybe it'll.
Jerry's not gonna watch another episode.
Okay, wait. Let me also ask. The opening song.
I liked
it. The opening song was great. The video was just them like making out all over Paris. Like it was
just like hanging out, Jerry. They're just being bros. They're just hanging out.
I liked it. I liked
Come on, they're just showing some brotherly love. Okay.
I liked it. Yeah.
I think I could look past it if there wasn't so much like expository dump of like. There was just too much expository dump. There was too much like this like cheesy, corny, overused tropes, archetypes. There was just too much of that for me to like look past it and be like, oh, I'm bought in. But I could see why someone could watch this and be like, that was a good, entertaining watch. Like they'd be like, I had fun with it. Sometimes the tropey stuff, the Marvel movies, they can be a lot of fun, And this one looks like it's at least going to be pretty to watch. So I'll give you guys that, but it's probably not for me. That's all.
Yeah. I don't remember any of the rest of the shows, so like.
No, you'll remember them as we talk about them.
I know that's what I'm concerned about. Like I watch so many bad shows. Huh?
Let's thumb this down, or shit, not thumb it down. Let's do.
I'm watching all the case study videos.
Come on,
Jerry.
Boo!
Get in the comments. Get in the comments. Tell Jerry's wrong.
People in the comments, please tell us. Did you like case study? Like, am I being overly critical? And it's possible that maybe I'm.
Hey Jerry, don't apologize. Hold that take high.
I will never watch the show. But I'm curious. Am I being like? Are there people out there that are looking past some of the cheesy corniness because they like everything else? Because there's some other world building stuff, and that's fine. Again, there's all sorts of I like cheesy stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
But this show was just not my jam. So, all right, David.
All right. So next up, we have Battle Game in 5 seconds. So
okay.
Tell us about it, David.
All right, so Battle Game in 5 seconds is self-explanatory. We start off with a high schooler.
Wait. Is the plot in the title?
The plot's in the title. Yeah, you saw what they did there, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sneaky.
So, So this show. So we start off with our main character who's in high school. He loves video games. He's like a gamer. He doesn't really. He's very smart too. He excels academically, but he's like kind of a hermit, and he kind of sees everything in life like as a game. And so he's going to school one day, and all of a sudden there's like a second timer thing that like counts down from 5 seconds to 0, and then this guy comes out of nowhere and is like fighting him basically. So he gets away, he outsmarts him, and he eventually is able to beat the guy. And then something happens, and then he dies. Then he is kind of, and this is, I got like a lot of Gaunt's vibes from this. So he dies, and then he's kind of reawakened in a room full of other random strangers. And they basically get told that you're a part of this basically death game. And you each have a special ability. And how this works is you'll have 5 seconds to prepare, and then you're going to fight someone to the death. And we see that the first episode covers all of that in the first fight. And we learn that his ability, which I don't know how y'all feel about this ability. I was like, this is kind of
David. His ability is whatever he can convince them that his.
Yeah, I'm like, that's kind of. I don't know. It's kind of like a weird plot device. I don't know, but yeah, his ability is his ability is whatever he makes the person believe his ability is.
Yep.
And so, which could essentially be anything. He basically has to talk no jutsu his way into getting an ability, and then he'll have it. So
right.
I was like,
and it even leaves open like if they change their mind on what they think it is, or if they have any predisposition for believing that it should be one way.
Yeah, for some reason you can't fully convince them that that's what it is, then it doesn't.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. She mentioned that as well, but.
And this was so we'll get this out of the way. So this was originally manga, shonen.
Oh yeah. For sure. The whole time I was watching this, I was like, "This is definitely a light novel." I looked it up after. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh yeah, it ran in a magazine, ran in Manga 1, which I think is the same one that is Mob Psycho and not One Punch Man, but
One Punch Man.
Mob Psycho was a web comic.
Yeah,
but
One Punch Man.
It ran in a magazine though.
Oh, did it? Mob and I was gonna say because I thought Mob and One Punch were only web, other than obviously the show.
Oh,
that runs you cut out a bunch just now.
Sorry, I'm mumbling. That's my bad. I wasn't trying to.
But anyway, so it ran in Manga 1 and Yura Sunday, and it is there's 3 studios working on this. Synergy SP, Vega Entertainment, and Studio Acat.
Oh, canceled.
So I've never heard of any of these studios.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys.
I like death game shows. Or manga and anime, like I enjoyed it. It wasn't the best thing ever, but I enjoyed it. So
I love when they set up to where, like, same with Sonny Boy, how there's 30 plus people and they each have a unique ability. We're gonna show you 5, and it's like, oh, I wonder what everyone else's ability is. So that's like one of the things that's keeping me interested in this show is that I can't remember how many people they said specifically are in this death game. I think like 40 something, and we've only seen like 3 abilities. So I'm really and honestly, the 3 abilities that we've seen were kind of unique.
Yeah,
like,
they were
not
interesting.
just like basic like fire or like elemental stuff. It was pretty.
I do think that the Mega Man ability. What is he?
The Mega Man ability,
the gun.
the cannon,
shoot a cannon
the
out of your
arm
hand
buster.
ability.
Get the Mega Buster.
Mm.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. But yeah, that's all I have on this show. That's the only really opinion I have.
What else do you think?
I enjoyed it. It's not the best thing I've ever read or ever watched, but I enjoyed it. I may watch some more. It's on Crunchyroll, right? So
yeah.
Usually I open up Crunchyroll, and if there's new episodes, I may watch it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll echo you guys. Like, it's predictable. It's a bit archetypal. It's a bit, just like violent, just to be violent. And the main character is like, okay, I don't know how you guys felt this, but at first he was like kind of incel-esque.
Yeah.
Like, I was kind of like, oh, he kind of an incel.
Yeah, when he was like looking at those girls, he was like,
yeah, his characterization kind of shifted really heavily in the back half of the episode, where like now he's like major strategist, but also like kind of a good person. I don't know what was going on there, but
that was weird.
Characterization was just a little off, but besides all that, it was like I kept saying to myself, like, this might be predictable, it might be kind of lame, but like it's kind of cool still. Like, I was just like,
I kind of like how he solves the problems. It's almost like a detective show.
Yeah, there's psychological warfare at play, and it can be fun there's powers, there's psychological warfare, there's fighting. I mean, it's got enough stuff going on. The title of it is, I do think the title might be the stupidest part of the whole show. I wish it was just like something simpler,
like 5-second death game or something like that.
Oh damn! 5-second death game sounds way better.
That's pretty tight. That's a pretty cool title.
You should probably call them up, David, and tell them they need to change the name to 5-second death game. That's fucking dope.
I don't even think you need to talk about the 5-second shit. Like, I don't know. Like,
yeah, it wasn't really like that like big of a focus. Really,
it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder if it's setting up so that like in those 5 seconds they're gonna have to try to really discern like. Because remember, they said that for 5 seconds they're going to be in the room together, but they won't be able to use their powers. So they'll have 5 seconds. That's like 5 seconds where our lead is going to
think of a game plan.
Valuable 5 seconds for him, because his whole thing is he has to convince the other person of the power. Yeah. And during those, during that time, is if he fucks that up, it might lead to some sort of circumstance where he can't do anything. So my guess is that that's why it's in the title, is because it's going to be an important part. But also, was that cat lady? Her voice was fucking annoying, right? Like, it wasn't just me.
I looked up that voice actor. I was like, what?
My God.
What have I heard her voice in?
Jesus Christ, her voice hurt my. I was like, what is she doing? I was like, why is she talking like that?
Yeah, definitely a weird choice. But if that was what they wanted, then
yeah, I'm about to say, was she directed to do that sort of? Mion. Yeah,
Mion.
I just was confused because she was doing this sort of like meow 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 meow, like, and I was like, what the fuck, dude? I was like, why are you doing that? I was like, stop. It was very discerning, but beside the point.
Something that I wanted to mention: if you're gonna do like a tournament arc anime or a death game, and you're gonna have a lot of fights, I feel like you got to have good animation. I feel like the animation was like not that great.
Nah, it was pretty sloppy.
It was pretty subpar.
Yeah. This show, it just looked.
It seems like
what, Kenny?
Like choppy.
Maybe the fights are gonna be like one action fight, if that makes sense. Where it's like, I do this one thing to win. Yeah. I've solved the puzzle, and now I win. And so I don't think there's gonna be like heavy action.
Similar to some of the other shows this season, this feels literally like just one of those animes they just churned out to churn out. Like, it feels like it's just a cog in the anime wheel. Like,
who knows? I mean, whenever it gets through, maybe it's a little more interesting. I don't know. I may tune in a couple more times.
It's a little too early on because the setup might be a little bit like goofy and almost a little too archetypal. But like there's like it could maybe shift and be cool, because you never know with shows like that. Sometimes, I mean, look at something like Katekyo Hitman Reborn. If you watch the first 3 episodes of that, you would have no fucking idea what you're getting.
Right.
Sometimes a shonen especially can shift enough by. Kitty talks about it all the time. Sometimes a shonen especially can shift enough.
They can shift right out of their own genre.
Yeah, I mean, they can literally start doing whatever the hell they want. So you never know. Maybe this show has a cool enough premise that there's just enough that maybe it'll shift enough, and we'll be like, oh. But I don't know, guys. So thumbs.
Let's thumb it. Oh, we got a no thumb. We got a bottom thumb.
Yeah, I went down. David, Kenny, you guys went sideways.
I may watch more.
I might watch. I'll watch a few.
I'm not as bought in. I'm not bought in enough to say like, yeah. If you guys watch more though, and it ends up, then it might.
Jerry,
be
you cut out. We
like...
didn't hear a single thing you said.
Wait, when did I cut out?
Like the last. Like
Jesus Christ!
The last.
And if you guys watch it, and then
that's so weird. It's like I'm not. I think I'm also bottoming out. I think I'm too loud. Also,
that might be true.
I think what's happening. Yeah, I think what's happening is I'm also kind of like bottoming out. I turned my volume down a little bit. Hopefully, that's maybe.
I think you top out is what it's called.
Sorry, what? No, I'm bottoming out, Kenny.
Yeah, I think you sideways out.
Actually. Bottoming out. I'm leftways out. Whatever. If you guys watch it and ends up being, and you're like, oh, episode 4, it gets good, I might try a couple. But I'm definitely down.
Like Naruto, right?
Yeah.
You guys told me that, and then I watched 4 more, and I still hated it. So
you haven't even met the other girl. Like in season 1, you don't even meet the younger girl.
There's like a hot girl that everyone talks about.
The Kohai, bro. Yeah.
Art president or something. I don't know.
No, our president was in season 1, bro. You're done for. She gets naked too. She paints herself naked.
Heard art president is like the reason to watch the whole season.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's not wrong.
Naruto thinks she's a sexy lady, so
I struggled through 5.
Like,
whatever.
Geez.
Blip. What's next, David?
What's the next show?
Kenny, you. I just want you to know you won the jackpot tonight.
Oh my god!
You
Kenny.
got how a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom.
Oh, okay. So this one is an isekai, obviously, about a guy who is like he's good at finances, I guess. Like that's his thing. Also, he got Yuji Itadori'd, in that his grandfather said that he should start a family and protect them and hold them close and tight, just like Yuji's grandfather told him to. And honestly, I read this manga, and the art's really good, and that's what I really like about it. And it's, it's isekai, and I kind of like isekais, but this is just like, he's good at finances and stuff, so he's summoned to another world to be shipped off to an empire that is fighting the demon army instead of this kingdom that he's summoned to paying this sort of war tax. And so to stop himself from getting shipped off, he sort of redoes all the finances, and through that process, the king then abdicates the throne and puts him as the new king of the kingdom to fix this sort of kingdom in total disarray. The people in the kingdom can't eat, and they are just really, really cash poor at the moment. And so he has to fix that through economics. That's the show. This is the economics show.
That's the show. That's
Isekai economics show.
This show's garbage. I'm dropping
I have nothing to say about this show except that it was another absolute slog of 20 minutes of my life. Dude.
The art is so good in the manga that it makes it worth reading. Oh. And like, I kind of like isekais, and I'm like, whatever. Like, even if it's bad, I'm like, oh, this is just good fun. But like, the art's really good in the manga.
Yeah, Kenny came over to my room and showed me. I'm like, damn, this is like, the art is crisp. And then you watch the anime, and it's like,
it's bad.
Which is kind of sad because JC Staff does this, and I feel like JC Staff is kind of like hit or miss.
They're the epitome of like, let me accidentally fuck up this anime. Like,
yeah. JC Staff is the one who fucked up One Punch Man, right?
Yeah, it's season 2.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So, it's whatever. This show was just, I just constantly kept asking myself, and I legitimately asked this out loud. I said, why does this exist? Who is watching this? Who was like, listen here, you fool. We're throwing an accountant in.
You know what we need?
And he's about to accountant his way out of this shit. It's like every accountant in the world is like, we need a hero. We need a fucking hero. And they were like,
that wasn't even like his like power either. He didn't even have like. Sometimes in isekais, like they're like, oh, I'm a coder, and magic in Knights of Magic, magic is just like coding.
right.
He wasn't like good at economics. He just was like. Was reading Machiavelli and then was transported to another world, and so like
He's just a realist, Kenny. He's just
He's
a
a
realist.
realist.
Just a realist. I honestly, I just continue. Yeah, I still don't actually know why this show exists or why it ever was written.
It's a weird one for sure,
and why it continues to be written. It's like still going, right?
I mean, it's apparently based off of what I'm looking at the wiki. It's like popular.
I like the manga, and the manga is not it's a light novel. Obviously, all these guys are light novels.
Yeah, all these guys generally started as a light novel.
13 light novels volumes,
Oh my
and it's
goodness
still
gracious.
ongoing.
I think it's like 60 chapters. The manga is good. It looks great. It's really well drawn. The girls look very good. And
nothing about this first episode made me go, "Yeah, this is what I want to watch." I guess I just like. Are there fights later, Kenny? Like,
yeah. So like he actually has like a cheat power or whatever, but it didn't explain it in the first episode. Although it showed it in the opening, so like
it's coming.
Oh.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude,
probably episode 2.
I'm dumbfounded. I really thought this was gonna be fucking economics, the anime. Like I thought he was gonna like go diplomat some shit. And,
Don't
like,
worry. His power. Usually, the way he uses power is to write multiple documents. He can control multiple pins.
Oh fuck me, dude! Why does this show exist?
He can control multiple pens.
I'm just confused why it exists, but not only that it exists, but that people can. This is the Squidbillies of anime. That's what the show is for me right now.
I kind of like Squidbillies though.
Oh, we're not going on.
Like
Jerry's
Squidbillies.
favorite show of all time.
Squidbillies is such a good shit show to watch.
For those of you that don't know, I hate Squidbillies with a dying passion.
Wait, why?
Every day of my life, I am concerned to know that probably 100 people are employed daily by the continuing success of Squidbillies. For some reason, Squidbillies has been on air for like 15 years. It's like just continued to go.
Yeah.
And it just confuses me every day of my life because somehow this thing
women's like, let's just get new season.
Someone wakes up every day. Multiple people wake up every day of their life and they go to work for Squidbillies. That's their day job. Their day job is creating Squidbillies.
They're probably making bank too.
They're probably making good. They're probably well paid. Who? Why? It stresses me out. Squidbillies stresses me out because I can't process. I have to go to work every day. This guy's going to work and he's making Squidbillies. That's what he's doing, coming up with ideas for good old early Kyler to fucking squid around.
I think the real question needs to be, okay, Squidbillies exist, but why doesn't home movies exist anymore? We need to bring home movies back.
Home movies was good.
Because home movies was amazing. Home movies was so good.
The creator of home movies is too busy being filthy rich because they made Bob's Burgers.
Wait, it's the same person?
The same person.
It's the same main actor, bro.
Yeah. Bob's Burgers is literally the same exact, like the creator went and made Bob's.
Oh,
yeah.
It's like, okay. Yeah,
Bob's Burgers,
they're filthy rich, and Bob's Burgers is like made him filthy rich.
I didn't know. Bob's Burgers has a lot of episodes. I didn't know that.
I've seen like 5 seasons of it, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like it.
I didn't think it was as long as it is, but it's way long, like way longer than I thought.
Death Clock? He made Little Apocalypse?
Yeah. Are you on what's his name? Like
Brendan Small.
Brendan Small. I think there's a second guy too.
Oh, Lauren Bouchard.
Lauren Bouchard. I actually don't know if Brendan Small is involved with Bob's Burgers. I think only Lauren Bouchard.
Wow.
So he ditched his partner and went and made Bob's Burgers alone, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can tell there's a big stylistic similarity between home movies and Bob's Burgers. They're very similar style.
Yeah.
I mean, it says Benjamin is the lead in both shows.
Look at this. The fucking Realist series was so bad. We're talking about Squidbillies and Bob's Burgers. This is how deep off track we've gotten.
Damn it.
Thumbs down. I'm just moving on.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I read the manga.
Wait, he made Perfect Hair Forever?
I think he helped.
Oh,
I don't know if
he made the music. He made the music.
That's actually my favorite anime of all time.
Yeah, actually, that's peak anime.
Perfect Hair Forever. Dude la la.
Dude la la la. What's the hot dog or whatever? Fuck that hot dog, dude.
That's the hot dog.
Dude la 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 la.
All right.
Uncle Grandpa.
Jerry, you got the next one.
Oh shit! Am I next?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Which
Yeah,
one?
you are, bro.
Scarlet Nexus.
God damn it! I was so scared that was gonna be the one you were gonna get.
Oh,
I don't.
shit.
I have
This
no
one I
fucking.
totally forgot.
This show was so confusing. There
It's
was
a
like
video game, I think.
there was
Yeah, it's based on a video game.
It's based on a video game. Here's all I got from the first episode. There's a school that trains individuals to fight some sort of like bad.
Others?
They're not bad guys. They're like what they call them, others or another.
Yeah, I
something
think
like
so.
that.
Others.
And they're essentially like monsters that are coming to Earth. My guess is maybe aliens or like thing to that sort. The school trains them, and they all have like a psychokinetic power. There's like fire psychokinesis, like air psychokinesis, yada yada. There's also like some like weird edgy hierarchy going on. Like kid is like son of the grandmaster of the people that are being trained, so he's like being ushered in as like the next generation. Brother like runs the academy. And then there's also like these two are they twins or like sisters, some shit like that. And they're also
sisters, adopted sister.
Yeah, there's also like some team dynamics, like some Naruto-esque shit. Where it's like it kind of reminded me of Fire Force, sort of the power system and the battles going on there. It just felt like they just crammed as much like shonen shit into one show as they could. Like they were like monsters, academy, twins, powers, and they just started like just shoveling it on. They were just like, let's just put as much of that on there. I literally wrote down it's kind of like World Trigger meets My Hero Academia, like, but like some sci-fi, like with Fire Force sprinkled on top.
Yeah.
The first episode we literally just got like setting, the characters, and then we got like one big fight at the end of it. It's like fought some others or whatever, thrown out into the field, which is weird because they're like new students or some shit. But whatever.
I think they weren't supposed to fight, and then they did anyway.
Yeah.
It always happens like that in anime. It's like, it's like
they like run
the
off.
students, right? They get thrown out into something that's way above their skill level. That's about all I got. Am I missing? That's what the first episode was.
That's
really.
it. Although it vaguely dropped this hint that maybe there's going to be some fucking time travel, and so I'm not excited about that because this full-grown girl who was a kid in the past may have saved the main character.
Yeah, something like that.
But
I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't really have much of an opinion. It looked pretty. That's all I'll give it. It was a pretty.
The CGI was not bad.
The intro was pretty bopping.
It definitely seemed like a video game show, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. And we've talked on this show, on our podcast specifically, video game to anime adaptations seem to fail pretty notoriously, honestly.
I never played the game, but the game looks pretty cool. And it's
I
obviously
looked
because the
at it.
game just came out like
It's like a companion?
Game came out a month ago, so it's like a twofer.
Oh my god.
The anime and the game are like
a companion.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay, that's interesting.
Oh,
That actually,
and Sunrise is. I was trying to look for like anime information because I'm just getting game information. But
that's
Sunrise
why
is
it looked
doing the
nice.
animation.
I knew it looked nice. I was like, this looked good.
Yeah.
Sunrise is known for Gundam, by the way, for anyone listening. They've done pretty much the entirety of the Gundam series, and all of Gintama is also Sunrise.
Yeah.
I remember. I just wish that all video game animes could be like the Final Fantasy 15 anime. It was 4 episodes, and it was awesome, and that was it. And then I was excited to play Final Fantasy 15.
And then the game was like.
It was mid to bad, but now it's like okay, like pretty good actually.
Yeah.
With all the additional shit they put in, but like to start out, it was like. But I still enjoyed it, so.
Yeah, I thought the different psychic abilities or telekinetic abilities of each of the characters was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I also like that like some people can like have the same ones. It's kind of cool to like see like the skill level, like the strength of certain people that had the same power, but like just to see like the different levels. So
I would say like
pretty
if you just want like a run of the mill shonen to watch this, mind like brainless, this might be a show like you probably tune into it. Set like there's probably gonna be cool fights every episode, and there's probably gonna be cool powers, but like that is like these were the only like good things about it to me. Like there was also some like flirty romancy stuff that was going on.
There was some of that.
So there might be some sort of underlying romance, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm ready to vote.
Time to thumb it.
Yeah, let's thumb it, dudes.
Whoa! What's the thumb doing?
I'm just not gonna watch the show. I just already know I'm not going to. So
Yeah, I'm not into it.
Well,
I'm not into it.
So, but it's
Well,
it
you
seemed
can still
interesting.
thumb stuff down, David.
Well, I know. Well, I know. I've been thumbing stuff down, but no, it seems interesting enough. I'm gonna try the next few episodes. I think there's already.
If you play the game,
like
David,
2
you gotta
or
let us
3
know.
out.
I can see you're the type that might.
I
actually
will
play
try the game. I will try the game.
Okay. Because if you like the game,
You're
maybe
The game has a lot of good reviews.
maybe
So-
if you like the game, you might like the anime more. I don't know. That's like something I was thinking.
Yeah,
about.
because I can't watch what was it The World Ends With You before. I need to play the game first, and then I need to watch the anime, because that anime without that context was doo doo.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough to stomach. I'm not gonna lie. Okay.
All right. Next show,
it's you, David.
is the Aquatope of Whites, or sorry, the Aquatope on
this
White
one I
Sand,
really like.
which I'm excited for because I think I've recently discovered a newfound love for girls' love, and so this is all about girls' love. So let's talk a little bit about some girls' love, okay? So,
we think this is the anime original, so there's not really a lot of context. But
I'm
certainly
okay. So let me explain it, and then I'll.
it certainly feels like the setup is putting us there.
Yeah,
And the opening song kind of made me go, they're getting a little too chummy.
yeah. I got the same feelings I got watching the first episode of Adachi and Shimamura.
Yeah.
But okay, so the Aquatope on White Sand. So we have 2 main characters. So and both female. So the first girl, she's a Japanese idol. She's singing, performing, dancing, touring, all this stuff. But she's not really. She's discovering that they're kind of like replacing her. They're like putting other people in front of her, and she's getting less and less of the limelight. And a lot of the things that are happening are like happening behind her back, and so she's just feeling kind of ostracized from that world. And she's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to Okinawa. So she just travels to Okinawa, and she walks into an aquarium, and she meets the second main character. The second main character is a person that's she's native to Okinawa. She's obsessed with the ocean, with fish, all aquatic life. She's in love with, and her dream is to work at the aquarium. And so she is she like technically already works at the aquarium.
Yeah,
Well,
she
no,
like runs
helps
the
run
aquarium.
it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, like her dream is just to be involved with aquatics for forever.
Right. She wants to do aquatics forever. We see that there was a really good scene doing a math report, and she like wrote about fish.
Yeah, she just wrote some random fun facts about fish. Did I write any notes about that actually?
Yeah, I thought that was funny. I thought it was a good shot, a good scene.
Yeah, and then the final thing with that character. So both of our main characters meet at the aquarium. The one that works at the aquarium gives her a tour, and there's like a cute little scene of the idol character being kind of surrounded by like the water, and there's like honestly some pretty well done CGI fish that are like floating around.
Really cool.
Animation was really well done, I thought. And then that's kind of where that episode like leaves off. So kind of getting vibes that idol character is like, maybe I need to like get away from that life and like transition over to like something more calm.
The idol character did something at the end of the first episode. Important. She asked to work at the aquarium.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I feel like that's the most important part. Is like at the end of the first episode, the idol character comes to the aquarium girl and is like,
Please let me stay here.
I want to work here. Like, I want to work here.
Well, I missed that. So yeah, that's a key.
David missed that.
That's after the credits.
Oh,
bro.
it was after the credits.
Oh,
David.
that's
Shit,
why.
dude. I was like, what?
I saw the credits and I was like, oh, that's it.
You be out of that shit so fast. No, okay, yeah. At the end of the very first, after the credits, she goes, I want to work. I want to. That is the setup for the show, and I assume that
right.
they're gonna work there together.
All right, yeah, and that's the first episode. And
that's it. Yeah, I feel like,
some real quick facts about this. So this is done by PA Works. I don't recognize anything else that they've done, but I thought the animation in this was beautiful.
Yeah,
the studio sounds really familiar to me, but I'm not sure what. I know. I feel like
they did Angel Beats. They did another.
Oh fuck yeah,
they
definitely.
did Charlotte.
Another well-known Kenny. Charlotte.
Okay, wait a second. You're saying some well-known anime, right?
Yeah, these are
I
all
haven't
pretty
seen any
well-known.
of these, so
okay, yeah. Angel Beat, another Charlotte. Those are all pretty well known.
Wait, these are like all originals. What the fuck?
Yeah, they do a lot of originals.
So they're known for doing. Okay, that makes sense. Then.
They do. Another is based off a novel, I think. But Angel Beats and Charlotte, I think, if I'm mistaken. Kenny, is Charlotte also
They're both based on a manga. I think that it's the same manga author too. Both of those shows are. Both Angel Beats and Charlotte.
You're telling me Angel Beats and Charlotte have the same? No, they do not.
I believe they're written by the same guy.
Dude, that's crazy. I hated Angel Beats, dude.
Wait, by
Check it real quick, David. Let's see. 'Cause now I'm super
June
curious.
Maida.
Get in the comments. If I messed it up, get in the comments. Tell me I'm wrong.
June Maida created.
Is that the creator of Angel Beats, or is that the creator of Charlotte, or is
Canon, Air, Clannad, Little Busters, Angel Beats, Charlotte, Summer Pockets, and The Day I Became a God.
And he got it. You sunk it, Kenny. Actually, that's a pretty stacked resume. That's a lot.
Is what?
All of those are pretty well known.
Charlotte,
Those are all pretty well known shows on well known series. I did not realize it was all the same person. But yeah, Aquatope to me is kind of a hidden gem. I comparing it, unfortunately, to Adachi Shimamura, the character writing was much sharp in Aquatope. And just the setup, the characters, the characterizations, I felt much more connected to our two leads. They felt a lot more real. They felt a lot more genuine, authentic. And because of that, I was really much more bought into the concept. And the setting was just gorgeous. I mean, they just did a great job. I love the little, like, spirit thing. It might be a human. I don't know. They were, like, giving the peaches, or not peaches, it was some sort of fruit or something.
Guy? Little guy?
Like, is that a spirit or like a kid or like, I don't know.
No, I think it's just a dude.
I couldn't tell if, like, you know what I mean?
He did eat the fish at the shrine.
That's what I'm like. She was putting it out for like the spirits, and then like he ate it, and then I was like, is he a spirit or is he like a? Is he just like a vagrant child just like running around? I don't know. I couldn't decide if that's like metaphorical or some. I don't know. But
why did that kid have the astronaut helmet on in Adachi Shimamura?
It's an alien.
It's a Yuri trope. There's an unexplainable.
I think that what stood out to me is that the setup is just really, it's a cool slice of life setup. It's like, okay, you know, one's an idol that is sort of out of her element. It's not cool, but it's like, it's done before, but it's also like, it's going to take, I think that it's already setting itself up to do something that's going to go above and beyond, because you got this idol. She's very disappointed. Her life has kind of gone out of her control, and she's ended up here at this aquarium. Then you've got this aquarium girl who's kind of like keeping things together, but also trying to not really like lose sight of the fact that she just loves the ocean. So to me, I'm bought in, kind of low key. Yeah, low key, I'm bought in.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think one of the biggest things, aside from like the possible girl love, is that I think this was probably the most one of the most well animated shows that we've seen.
Yeah, I'm torn between this and Sonny Boy. I think that Sonny Boy was probably the one that I liked the most animation style.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, no, I really like this one.
Okay.
I don't think there were a lot of questions to it. Like, I think that it's just cut and dry exactly what it is. So.
Yeah, if you like the ocean, or if you're interested in seeing if these two girls, how their relationship grows, I mean, I'd recommend this show. I'm gonna keep watching it just because
I'm really curious
because of those things.
The one thing about anime originals is we have no idea where. That's the fun part to me about anime originals is that a lot of things are based off other properties. What, can you guys hear me? Okay. Based off other properties, but with anime originals, which again, the last couple seasons, the stuff that has really stuck out to me has been anime original. Yeah. And I think that same thing here, Aquatope and Sonny Boy are two that anime originals, we don't know what's coming next. Hopefully it's a nice package, a show that you watch beginning to end, you can be done, and it wraps itself up. So I'm excited for this one too.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's
boys.
thumb this one. This show. God damn it, Jerry.
Let's thumb this puppy.
Thumb this puppy.
This is a thumbs up.
Oh, we're all thumbing.
That's our first merch shirt. Thumb this puppy.
Thumb this puppy.
I don't want to go into any public place with a shirt that says "Let's thumb this puppy."
I thought we were gonna make anime great again hats.
No, we're not gonna make MAGA hats. Oh my god!
It's like the same fucking letters. That's the worst.
Stop.
And then on the back, we'll put your initials, David. We'll put your initials back that. No.
DJT.
DJT.
I think people would be very confused.
You're like, what? I thought they were about anime. Are they a political podcast? What?
What's happening right now?
We definitely got to get a Vampire Night podcast shirt. So.
Oh my god, I want one so bad. That's all. That is our greatest achievement. I'll
wear it everywhere.
We'll work everywhere. We'll work on something.
We should start cosplaying Vampire Night characters.
Okay, here's the deal. If you're listening right now, go over to YouTube. Whether you're listening on wherever you're listening, go over to YouTube. Go to this episode. Let us know down below. Would you be interested in purchasing the Vampire Night Podcast T-shirt? We'll throw it on it. We'll throw it on stickers, buttons. We'll put it on whatever you want.
Buttons? Stickers. Okay, stickers are actually pretty dope. I
just imagine our three heads all like cosplayed as like characters from it. Like David is the girl, and then me and Kenny as like the two main boys on each side of him.
Honestly, getting that what's the word? Getting that commission.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty dope. Honestly,
that'd be dope. Maybe we need it. So if you guys want Vampire Night Podcast, make sure to leave a comment down below letting us know that you're interested in Vampire Night Podcast.
I will speak this into reality right now. If we get 1 million subscribers, we almost have 200 subscribers.
1 million.
So this is a long way away. If we get 1 million subscribers, I will get a Vampire Night tattoo on my body.
Honestly, let's do it. Setting the bar high.
This could be years down the road. This could be 3 or 4 years down the road.
Yeah, David, David, you're gonna get a whole Vampire Night sleeve if we get 1 million subscribers. Stop. I'm joking. I can just imagine all the next show wrapped around your arm. Okay,
go to the next show.
You got 2 left, right?
Yeah. So here are our last 2.
And
I don't know who's next. I think it's
I'm next.
Kenny. Okay. Next up is Remake Our Life.
Oh, so this one was an hour and a half long.
Yeah, what the fuck? It was a goddamn movie.
It was 3 episodes in one.
It was literally an hour and a half, and I mean, like, it's vaguely supernatural. Basically, a guy chooses to go to a standard university and pursue a standard career, and it doesn't work out a couple of different times, and so he's kind of on his last leg. Things start to work out, it seems like, at the place that he wants to work, but then it all comes crashing down again, and he's unemployed, and he goes back to the house that he grew up in, and his sister gets out his letter of acceptance to an art school instead of his university he went to, and he says, "Oh, I wish I could go back and remake the decision." And then it seems like it's not going to actually send him back in time, but then it sends him back in time, and then he does accept the art school, and there are so many artists that he knew in the future of that he's now living with because he knows that their history involved them living in the same dorm while at university, and they're part of like this golden generation, and so he integrates himself into that community. And you also see some of his skills as he's like an energizer in a workplace, if that makes. This is like a weird workplace environment show, where like he lifts all people in his sort of who he's in charge of and things like that. He brings out the best in the people that he's working with, even if things weren't working out in his career. Like, he was still doing the best he could. Mm-hmm. And so then he goes back in time and starts to pursue his career, like starts to pursue art school and sort of meet these people that he looked up to as, and he sees them as peers, and that's sort of Remake Our Life.
Yeah.
And it's an hour and a half.
Yeah, I mean, the first episode was a movie length,
basically.
I think a couple like good notes for this show. The characters were actually pretty compelling.
Yeah.
I didn't hate them, although he did look like brown hair.
Yeah.
He really was pretty much the same guy from Girlfriend and Battle Game in 5 Seconds. It's all the same guy. But this time he's going back in time. The one thing I really respected the show for was like the depiction of like college, which I didn't expect. Whether it's like the roommates depiction, they made the wheel, or like the scene where they're like in the lecture hall and like the lady comes, y'all aren't gonna find jobs. I was like, it was just a very like realist depiction of like college life, and like they went to a party in the first episode, like him and the girl, like a gathering, a social gathering, like a college gathering, and to me like that was the first half of the episode that was kind of telling his setup, I wasn't as invested. The back half, once he was like, it was like a college romance. I actually was kind of more interested. Like, this is kind of cool. And setting up the golden generation, and then, oh, surprise, he lives with, like, I think that's what it is. It wasn't very clear if the other two, but at the end of the episode, you know, he discovered that the one is like the artist he's always loved.
It also was like so clear. Their names were the same. One of the girls' names is Nana.
They all had pin names though, so like, you know, what I mean? It was like clear to maybe us as the audience member, but I don't think I don't think he is the character.
I don't think he like put two and two together of like, oh.
No. Right. But you know, you have the scene where like the guy wakes up in the middle. You know, it's clear that they're all prodigies in a way, like they're destined to be great, if that makes sense. And and we know this because he was in the future. We know they end up being.
Yeah, and we kind of could tell from the pin names who each of the characters were, right?
Yeah, you
Nana and all of the people from the Golden Generation are those people that.
But what was also interesting is the lady that was at the failing company that also kind of wanted to reach the Golden Generation. She was at school
there
at
too.
The same time, and I was like, oh, so this. I don't know. I think I went into this thinking I was going to really hate it, and it kind of impressed me in some ways. Like I didn't for you know however long it was. It wasn't a miserable experience by any means. It was actually kind of interesting. The obviously the thing made me think of Real Life, and I think
it's just like Real Life.
Yeah. The only difference is I think Real Life he goes to high school.
Yeah, he goes back to high school, and it's also he doesn't go back in time. They just turn him into a high school.
You're right. He takes like a pill, and he literally reverts.
He turns back into a high schooler. Yeah.
So this one's more of like it's not time travel. I don't think time travel up, but you're just sort of saying that this guy has some lived experience that's impacting the decisions past.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny how the first time that he goes to sleep, he's like, "Oh, it would be great if I just like went to sleep and like just woke up like back then, and like could just start all over." And then the first time he like goes to sleep and wakes up, he's like, "Oh yeah, this isn't that kind of story." And like at that, I was like, "Oh, so it's not." I was expecting that to happen.
Oh,
I thought it was going to happen like right then and there. I was like, "Oh, okay."
The misdirect is pretty good.
Yeah, the debate got me, and then the second time he went to sleep, and then he woke up, and I was like, "Oh god, okay, well,
okay, here we are. Now we're doing
here we are. So
here we
go.
But yeah, I didn't hate it. I actually don't have a ton of. To me, the biggest negative is that maybe it was a little like paced a little poorly. I think that there was just some pacing issues in the episode. Yeah. David, what is it based on? Is it a manga?
It's a light novel. Light novel turned manga. There was a light novel spinoff. Okay. And then anime. Done by Studio Feel.
I don't know.
Which I mean, the animation. I don't think the animation is going to be like the key like focus or whatever of this type of show.
It's mainly going to be drama, rom-com. It's whatever you want to call it.
Mainly characters, plot, writing. Yeah.
And the artwork looked good. So even if you get some shots, it still looked pretty good. Although Brown Hair Coon was definitely the lead. Some of the characters also were just a little indistinguishable. There was I almost thought that his roommate was, when he first went back in time, I thought the roommate was the girl that was at the company. And then when the teacher walked in, I was like, holy shit, she was a teacher? I thought that was the girl from the company.
I also thought the same thing at first. I was like, wait a minute.
Finally, he sees the actual girl from the company. And I was like, oh, there she is. I was like, I thought it was the last. So there was some, the character designs weren't peak or anything.
Yeah. Some random, questionably unnecessary ecchi when he wakes up and what's her name?
She was like, oh yeah, she was chilling. Oh, that was
Aki. Aki is just chilling there, just like scantily clad, and he's like, oh, what is this?
He's like, we fucking.
He's like, we fucking. He's like,
and then the people walk in and they're like, y'all are fucking, and he's like, no.
Yeah. So I don't know, boys. Any other big thoughts on this? I think it's pretty simple, and it could be fun, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's interesting that this was an hour and a half episode. I feel like not a lot happened.
Not a lot happened.
Yeah. We mainly got it was literally 25-ish minutes of the setup before it goes back in time. Yeah. And then it was 20-ish minutes of look, we're back in time. Then it was 20-ish minutes of the first moment he has the outing with the girl, blah blah blah, and then on, but you get some school setting stuff. But yeah, it's
kind of slow pacing, but I mean, still interested in seeing where it goes. Hopefully that they kind of pace it up a little bit in the future episodes. I think there's already 3 episodes out at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2.5 hours of content.
It's 2.5 hours. Yeah.
It's a lot of because the first episode was so long. That is a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, thumbs. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna go side.
Yeah, I may watch some more.
I'm kind of interested.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Last one. Last but not least, we got.
Ooh, right at about a 2-hour mark.
The detective is already dead.
Jerry, explain this show to me.
I really don't. I hate that this landed on me because as I was watching this was one of the last ones I watched, and this shit's what? I don't even know what the fuck.
So many fucking wrinkles, bro.
Let me just bounce what happens. I'm just gonna let you guys know what happens in the show. Guy character, okay?
Yep.
He has unfortunate things happen to him. He is on an airplane. He has a case that he was forced to bring with him on the airplane. Suddenly, he is grabbed by a young lady who says she is a detective to go and take care of a situation. They go to the front thing, and there's like a psychological battle where it's like this guy's like, answer my riddle, and I won't make this plane crash. And then there's like a massive like talk battle, talk no jutsu against each other, and turns out he has like robot in his ear. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, I was like, that was the biggest what the fuck
Android ear thing.
I was like,
and she's like, I'm not an android. But
it flips from like situational, psychological drama to straight battle shonen, and then for about 10 minutes or so, they have like and this episode was also like 45 minutes. Yeah. It was not a 20. Yeah, this one was also like an extended episode. So they have like a battle shonen moment. They're bouncing around. He runs and gets the case, and it's got like a gun in it. Pow pow. She takes him out, but she doesn't kill him because she knows she's gonna die. She knows people, saves him. Yada yada yada. Then we land, and it's like a week later.
You didn't say the weirdest thing. She puts blood in the bullets, and that makes them incapable of harming her.
Did you get? Where did that even come from?
Yeah. I don't fucking know, bro.
One of her powers. And throughout all this, she also has like detective tools we start to learn about. Beside the point,
seven master detective tools.
Yes. So then it's like all of a sudden, like straight up, like an ecchi rom-com. They're like living together. She's like wearing his clothes or pizza. They're like goofing off, and he's like, "I'm not gonna let you stay here," and she's like, "Yes, you are." And then they're like, well, let's go to the cultural festival. And then they like show up, and he's like, when did this get planned? What is this cultural festival? Why is this happening? And then she's like, look, I'm dressed as a school student. And they're like, but we've got to solve the mystery of the toilet bound Hanako. So then like,
are they in middle school? Are they middle schoolers?
It was middle school. Yeah, they kept saying middle school. I was like, so this is middle school? They looked like grown ass. I mean, he looked like a grown ass.
I thought they were like 20 plus. I thought they were full grown adults.
Yeah,
straight middle school.
That's what they keep saying, yeah.
Then they're like, all of a sudden it becomes an occult series. They're like, they have to deal with the occult. Toilet bound. It's like haunting the school, and they're taking the girls away, blah, blah, blah. And they discover that, it's just an athlete on the track team who's selling drugs out of the bathroom. In the middle of the chase scene, they have like this surreal, like, fucking moment where they like try on clothes or something. And they're like, I was like, what is the fuck?
We spent too much time on this goofy gag.
Yeah,
let's keep going.
The detective tool that lets her fly suddenly lets them fly out the window to catch the track team guy. And then he's like, yeah, I'll be your sidekick. I'm in. At this like last scene, but they're like not dating, and there's like some moment. I don't know what. Also, did you guys notice that like the voice actors were like delivering every line with this like monotone ass like same speaking pattern, and I was like, what is happening? Like it was so precise that it had to have been intentional. Like they had to have been talking like that on purpose, and I was so confused because like the boy and the girl were both
it was like part of her personality to be monotone.
Yeah, that was like part of what was happening.
You know, like that, like kind of like trope with mysteries and detectives. They like just like basically just word vomit what's on their mind, and like when they're done, they've solved the case. That was like that's basically Siesta. Like that's her character. It's just like word vomit, and then and when she's done, like, oh, it's solved. It's
I
done.
guess she's named after a nap, right? Isn't that what a siesta is?
Yeah.
She's a nap, bro.
I forgot about that.
Did y'all notice though the fucking peak animation on the plane?
Yeah,
the
what
fight?
the hell? It was like the animation director just like flipped. It was like one animation, and they were like, "Okay, this dude's taking over for like a minute and a half. Just let him have his moment."
That animation was so fucking good.
Fire, dude! Super fire! Super fire!
So,
That was so random.
Let me.
I literally, I wrote how popped off when they were fighting on the plane. That was my note.
So there is a manga that is very similar to this in a very different way, where this is a classic detective manga with a small wrinkle, which it's called the Memorandum of Kyoko Okitagami. And the thing is that she's a master detective, but whenever she falls asleep, she forgets everything. So she's a good detective to bring in whenever you need something solved, but then not have that information leak out. And the main character in that manga is also very unlucky. And so he often had met this detective over and over, and he eventually becomes her sidekick because he's unlucky and is people constantly believe he is sort of the guy committing these crimes. And so she comes in and solves them. And Siesta kind of looks like her. And so I thought it was that manga in an anime. But that one is just a classic detective manga, except for she forgets things whenever she goes to sleep. So it's like, there's the wrinkle where it's like she only has a certain amount of time to solve the case. Otherwise, she'll go to sleep and forget everything. But this is just added, like in a detective show, you like to be able to solve with the show. Mm. And you can't do that if the guy has an android ear. You know, that's like
this was not a detective show. I don't know, like at the end of the day, nothing about this first episode led me to believe this is about being a detective. This was fucking Bobobo meets Haruhi Suzumiya. Like this was like off the wall antics, like mixed with like some sort of like, I don't know, like some fucking, you know, edgy like middle schoolers are you know, having some melancholy sort of, you know, like mixed in with like some supernatural mumbo jumbo spexies. What was the name of the organization? Spexies or something. The building the androids. It was like Bobobo levels of absurdity at some points, but like it's trying to take itself seriously.
Actually, I think the Bald Man Army has taken David. So,
are you part of the Baldy Bald Army? I don't know. I don't know how I felt about this.
It was just like, it felt like at first, like, okay, I thought that I knew what the show was about, and then it changed that over and over.
Yeah. Honestly, if the show had been just like the airplane scene, if the first episode had just been the airplane part, I probably would have left the first episode with a way different first impression. So the fact that it was an extended episode where we got like the next part, I was way more confused and way more like certain that I'm not going to watch more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, oh wait, I'm not interested. But if it had just been the first, I might have been like, I could watch more.
Yeah, if they ended on that fight scene, I would have been like, holy shit.
Right, if that had been the end of the first episode and it just, and then we'll see more later. But, and the next episode had started with if they just broken this into 2 episodes, I think I would have had a very different first impression.
Right.
But
I just recommend, if you want a good detective supernatural show, just watch Inspector, or it's actually /Spectre, but it's Inspector. Get it? That's the joke.
Yeah.
It's a really good detective show, and it's supernatural.
I want to watch it.
The whole thing is like you're trying to determine what yokai is committing the crimes that are unexplained, basically. What phenomenon?
Is it similar to Kimono Jihen?
Not necessarily. Yes, in the fact that the yokai are blanketly the same,
right?
Kitsune or kitsune, shit like that. But like there's kappas and shit. But Inspector is like it's a really good like mystery show, and I read the manga and then I didn't even know an anime existed. And I think season 2 is out now, or is coming out. So
I think you're right.
They got greenlit for a second season because it's just a good detective show.
I've heard the manga's good too. It runs in a.
Yeah,
I think it runs in the same magazine as like Fire Force, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I believe so.
I think so. So
yeah, it's really good. And yeah, it's just a detective manga, and it's a supernatural detective manga. I recommend that instead of watching this shit ass garbage show.
Okay,
about
boys.
androids.
The detective's already dead. Let's throw our thumbs on this one, boys. What are we thinking?
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, that's a thumbs down from Jerry.
I
Not
can't.
my thing.
What happened? Why did he have an android ear?
That was so random. I
Why am I in middle school?
I don't know. Middle school, but he lives alone.
None of it really made sense, but you know
Yeah, he
what?
lives alone.
I might watch a little bit more.
It didn't explain why he lived alone, did it? Also, why is she always ordering pizza?
No, there was an explanation. It was like one throwaway line where he was like, "My parents did things, and now they don't love me, and now I live here."
What the fuck?
Yeah, he literally like threw out like one line about it.
Okay.
Beside the point, it was goofy. Okay, boys. 13 first impressions. We've done it again. Somehow we made it through summer of 2021. Arguably the toughest season for me to have sat through. I really
what we've
struggled.
done so far. This is the worst one.
This was the toughest season for me to get through. I'll be honest. Like, I was surprised. Yeah. Okay. Kenny, top 3.
Kageki Shojo, in no particular order. Sonny Boy, and I think Remake. I think that's what I want to do.
All right.
Okay. Yep. I Aquatope honorable mention, but I think those 3 are the ones I like.
All right. David?
Also, in no particular order, Case Study of Vanitas, Sonny Boy, and Aquatope. Honorable mention, Remain.
I dig it. Sheesh. For me, no
Harry,
particular order.
Do you even have 3?
I do, for sure. There's 3 I thumbed up.
Okay.
To me, for sure, top 1, well, no particular order. Sonny Boy is the one I definitely... Kageki Shojo is the one that I will almost certainly continue watching, but still back and forth on. And then I'm actually going to put Aquatope as my 3rd, as it was the one that probably was the most 3rd interesting to me, but remains like a close... remains possible that I might watch. But this is so bad that like it's those 4, and then it's like the other 9 that we watched I'd never want to see ever again. Like they were all... Like,
I
almost...
honestly...
Yeah.
I just kind of want to watch Peach Boy Riverside because I've got no goddamn clue what's going on in that show.
Yeah,
like,
I need answers.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch All the Girlfriend because I'm a dirty boy.
Yep. But I'm surprised though. There was a couple shows we actually kind of missed, which I didn't realize. One was like Life Lessons with Sensei, I think. Huh?
What's it called?
Can you say that again, Jerry?
I think it's called Life Lessons with Uramichi or something. You guys heard of that one?
No, I haven't heard of that one.
That was one that I've already heard some buzz around that supposedly might be cute or fun, and we missed that one completely.
Does My Senpai's Annoying come out in fall?
Yeah, that's not out yet for some reason. I thought it was supposed to come out now either. Obviously, Edot and Deities hasn't aired yet, but I am expecting it to have a bit of buzz because it's Mappa also.
Right.
So that's kind of exciting. But those were the 2 that off the top of my head that I remember maybe could have watched those well, but not. So, I don't know, guys. This was I'd say the ones that we're going to give you all as sort of the ones you should definitely be on the lookout for are for sure Sonny Boy.
Yeah.
And then probably Aquatope of White Sand and Kageki Shojo are a shot. And then Remain, all of us kind of felt good about. So, obviously David, Kenny, and I had kind of our separations after that, but we all had some overlap.
I'm going to say it right now. At the end of the season, everybody's going to be like, the show that you missed this season, and they're going to talk about Sonny Boy like it's some fucking show that everybody fucking missed.
Oh, yeah. Well, look at what happened with Odd Taxi. Every YouTuber posted an Odd Taxi video. Every fucking anime news network posted a big thing.
That was like, I felt like it was like after the fact, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. What Kenny's saying. He's saying like after the fact, people are gonna be like the masterpiece you didn't notice.
And joke that did not on anybody's radars.
Our asses every week we were like, "What are you guys doing? Watch, we got it." It's like, come on, man.
Why does he rap, man? Why does he rap?
Yeah,
Kenny, we can't do this again. No, but Yeah, that's it. That's a wrap, guys.
Yeah.
I think that those are the 4 shows of the season we would definitely push to you guys. And if you liked any other stuff, feel free to check it out. I mean, we might have not had a great time with it, but there's some. I could see someone really liking Scarlet Nexus. I mean, David, you liked Vanitas. I think people could like that show. There are other shows that are out there but just overall, it just felt like a really weak. There's not a lot of returning content either this season. Are you guys watching any? Kenny, you're gonna watch Dragon Maid.
I need to binge Dragon Maid.
Core 2 Slime is this season.
Slime is happening, but
I think something else maybe.
I don't know.
Is anything continuing?
Well, To Your Eternity isn't done, and Tokyo Revengers isn't done.
What about Devil's a Part-Timer? Is that fall or summer?
Yeah, I think that's not yet. I think that's
not yet. I think that's delayed. Yeah,
that got delayed. Oh,
I think it's later. It's like later. I think there was another series that was supposed to come out this summer that I think it was similar to Nagatoro. It was called like The Great Jahi or something.
Oh, you showed us that.
I showed you that, but I think it got pushed to fall. So that was one that people were saying might.
The Great Jahi will not be defeated.
Yeah, I think it got pushed to fall, but if it's still summer, then we may have missed that one as well. But I don't remember.
It's scheduled August 1st.
Oh, so it's between summer and fall? Yeah, that's a weird timing.
Yeah.
They just probably got a weird release date. That's weird.
Yeah, isn't there like a what's the pirate one also that we watch? There's a pirate one, right? Female pirate.
Yeah.
Oh, Pirate Princess.
Netflix original or Crunchyroll?
Fana, Pirate Princess.
And that's also like getting a weird like middle season release, right?
Yeah, but it's like a Netflix
August 15th.
show. So.
Yeah, so also so
I bet
like
the whole show will come out though.
Yeah, so it's like before fall, but after summer. Really a summer show on it.
Yeah.
Watch that one about it here.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's where we're at with summer. This was a weird season. It was not great, and probably one of the weakest seasons. Not probably, definitely the weakest, and just not a lot to give you guys as listeners. I hope you got something out of this. Fuck. We endured it. So we endured 13 shows.
And
so,
there were some good shows this season.
Yeah.
Like I really liked Kageki Shojo. Like
yeah. So
there's people out there that love Fairy Tail. I'm sure of the garbage that we talked about. You might watch it and you might really like it. So
yeah.
To each
honestly,
their own.
what you could do instead this season is you could go and, if you haven't already, go watch To Your Eternity and Tokyo Revengers, which are continuing through the summer. So you could go watch those, catch up, and then you can watch them also because those are going to be much better to watch for summer, in my opinion.
Great shows.
Both of those have been a blast of shows. And if you don't know, we talked about depth in one of our previous episodes with our seasonal wrap-up because we talked about what was out up to that point. So if you haven't checked those out, go check those shows out instead. But thank you guys for listening. Thank you for being here again. Make sure that whatever platform you're listening to us on, give us a like or a follow or rating, whatever you can do to support the show, because we're going to keep bringing you the best uncensored anime content. And, we're going to have our hot takes. We're going to have our fun. We're going to keep doing seasonal stuff. And we hope you guys are enjoying it and have a blast with us. So that's it, guys. This is the Uncensored Anime Podcast. And we're saying peace.